Hello. Maybe. My mic wants to work. Let me double check my mic. Looks like it's not working. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? I think it should be good. Okay, we're back. I ignored literally everything. I did stop and get me a little snack or drinky drink. So we are caffeinated. Oh, cool. Awesome. I'm so glad. Well, probably should pause this. Well, I guess I can let it run. So I, uh, oh, jump scare moment. I pulled up the feed for the trial or for the verdict. So we are gonna go over the verdict, and then if we want to talk about anything else, we can. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna go over. I think from what I saw before the verdict came out, I think they said that the judge will also give his reasoning for the verdict. So I am very curious to see what he says for the verdict wise. I'll be very interesting. But I haven't had any spoilers, so I've been ignoring everything. I literally was like this the entire time, trying to trying to avoid spoilers. So, yeah. All right. So we're going to start with the judge coming back onto the bench. And we'll get into it. Everybody ready? We all ready? Okay.
Good afternoon. We're on record on the Kelsey Fitzsimmons matter, docket 2025-77 CR 311. All counsel and the defendant are present.
Thank you. So, before I begin, I'd like to speak to our audience members. I understand that this case has generated a lot of passion and emotion. But you must remember that this is a courtroom and not a sports arena.
So for those of you who've never been to any type of case in general, they always do this. It's like, hey, if you're about to have emotions, please step out or don't engage or hold it in until the end, blah, blah. The only one that I've ever seen get too out of hand was the Donna Adelson case, where she literally got admonished for expressing and all that thing. But
When I announce my verdict, you must not act out emotionally or visibly or audibly react. So you should leave the courtroom if you believe that you will be unable to maintain your composure. I'd like to start with a few introductory words. Let me say this. This is not in my script. This has been one of the more exhausting, hardest things I've had to do as a judge, as an attorney. And so, as the lawyers know, unlike when a judge presides over a jury-waived trial in a civil case, there is no requirement that a judge explain their reasons for reaching a verdict after a criminal bench trial. I do so in this case because I think that Ms. Fitzsimmons, Officer Noonan, and all the people involved in the tragic events of June 30, 2025 deserve an explanation. Next, I'd like to take the opportunity to publicly thank and commend the attorneys in this case.
yeah,
They all did an exceptional job presenting the evidence and conducting themselves in an extremely...
I am very intrigued. I like her suit, by the way. That's a really nice suit. I am very intrigued to just in general to see.
Professional and civil manner. And they did so under the public spotlight
Yeah,
in an
okay, I wondered if
emotionally
he has
charged case.
if
I
he was gonna
commend
bring
you.
that, but he did.
To the extent that any of the prosecutors and attorneys may be vilified or subjected to public scorn for simply doing their jobs, in this case, I say that any such scorn is unfair, unwarranted, and simply wrong.
Can we not do
These
this?
prosecutors and attorneys fought hard but performed their solemn jobs fairly with the utmost civility, and professionalism.
Hello.
They serve as a shining example of our
See, this is the dude I was talking about. Him right here. I think it's him if I remember correctly. But him right here. Or you probably can't see my mouse, but him right there. He's the one that was like the super cop. So I'm very very curious. I'm gonna have to look back at his testimony again because I don't remember his testimony very well. But yeah, it's just yeah. Okay, sorry.
adversarial system in
But with the
operation.
zooms, we don't need the zooms.
Now, I'd like to publicly acknowledge the crucial and often thankless role that police officers perform, a role that Ms. Fitzsimmons herself, like Officer Noonan, willingly and selflessly performed for the citizens of North Andover. For this, you should be thanked, not disparaged. For those that think that serving as a police officer is easy, or that officers don't care or take pride in their work, I say with more than 3 decades of experience in the criminal justice system that you are naive, misinformed, and sadly mistaken. The work of police officers is especially fraught with peril today because of our exceedingly
She
cynical,
means no business.
polarized atmosphere
With her hands
where our
crossed and
citizenry
everything.
often believes that there is a conspiracy
With the
under
zooms,
or
can we
around
not
every
do the
corner.
zooms?
I saw no evidence of a conspiracy in this case. What I saw was dedicated public servants like Officer Noonan and his fellow officers doing the
Officer Nunu. I'm sorry, I gotta go. Hold on. Officer Nunu.
These prosecutors and attorneys fought hard
Oh, I might have gone
performed
back too
their
far. Oops.
solemn jobs fairly with the utmost civility, and professionalism.
I think I did. Sorry,
They
we're
serve
gonna
as a
rewatch this
shining
part.
example of our adversarial system in operation. Now, I'd like to publicly acknowledge the crucial and often thankless role that police officers perform, a role that Ms. Fitzsimmons herself, like Officer Noonan, willingly and selflessly performed for the citizens of North Andover. For this, you should be thanked, not disparaged. For those that think that serving as a police officer is easy, or that officers don't care or take pride in their work, I say with more than 3 decades of experience in the criminal justice system that you are naive, misinformed, and sadly mistaken. The work of police officers is especially fraught with peril today because of our exceedingly cynical, polarized atmosphere where our citizenry often believes that there is a conspiracy under or around every corner. I saw no evidence of a conspiracy in this case. What I saw was dedicated public servants like Officer Noonan and his fellow officers doing the best they could under tragic, rapidly evolving emotional circumstances. What I also saw was a young woman, Ms. Fitzsimmons, who was also a dedicated public servant, react to sudden, confusing, and heartbreaking
Is it a bit low? I can turn it
news.
up.
Now let me turn to the evidence
I might
and
have
the
been
law.
lower than I thought he was.
Our system of justice requires me to decide this case solely on the
Is
law
that
and
better?
the
It
evidence.
might be a little better.
So the only things I have considered in reaching my verdict are the 98 exhibits submitted.
98 exhibits? Wait, hold on. He said 98?
Let me turn to the evidence and the law. Our system of justice requires me to decide this case solely on the law and the evidence. So the only things I have considered in reaching my verdict are the 98 exhibits submitted
98.
during the trial and the testimony of the 11 witnesses that testified here in
11.
open court. While
98.
it may be cold and uncaring, our system of justice demands that emotion, sympathy, and concern for the consequences of my decision.
Ooh, that lawyer is nervous. uh, his legs are moving. Hold on, I gotta go back to that. Was funny. Oh crap, did I break my thing?
Play no role.
Yep, there he
in my
goes.
decision. As for the law, in order to prove Mrs.
Oh, he is
Fitzsimmons
so
guilty
anxious.
of the crime of assault by means of a dangerous weapon, the Commonwealth must prove the following three things. We lawyers call these things.
Okay, so we're gonna get into what what the prosecution had to prove, and then I think what he will do. I don't know. I've never seen this judge before, so I don't really know. But I think what he'll do is he'll go through it at length each one, and then he'll go into what his decision was. Because they don't have a jury, what he would do in like jury instructions is be like, we're going to go through each count and blah blah blah, but because it's not in front of a jury, he's going to explain it to the audience, which is very helpful for people like us.
These elements beyond a reasonable doubt. First, that Ms. Simmons committed an assault on Officer Newman. Second, that Ms. Simmons intended to commit the assault. And third, that the assault was committed by means of a dangerous weapon. The sole issue before me is whether the Commonwealth proved each of these three elements beyond a reasonable doubt. And more specifically, under the circumstances of this case, the narrow issue before me is whether the Commonwealth proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Ms. Fitzsimmons pointed a firearm at Officer Newman for any perceptible amount of time.
See, and that's what I was curious about as well, is if he was going to even have that included, if he was going to be like, I have to consider that, you know, she did all of this, but the fact that she pointed a firearm at him for an extended period of time, that's what I was curious about. So I'm going to go back a few seconds because I was very intrigued. Really quickly though, before we also jump into everything else, if they lose, so if Fitzsimmons is found guilty, they cannot appeal based on not having a jury trial. They can only appeal based on something else involved in that case. They cannot appeal based on like, oh, we screwed up, we need a jury. Same with the state. So it's, yeah, it would be considered double jeopardy technically.
And more specifically, under the circumstances of this case, the narrow issue before me is whether the Commonwealth proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Ms. Fitzsimmons pointed a firearm at Officer Newman for any perceptible amount of time.
Any perceptible amount of time. Because mind you, in part of the statements and all of that said that she pointed a gun at him for 2 different times and she was able to reload and try again. Now there is, I think when they got the gun there was a bullet loaded, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look back again.
What is not before me are the legality of the issuance of the restraining order to Mr. Alain, the reasonableness of the procedure used by the police to serve the restraining order, the legality of Officer Noonan's use of force, and issues regarding the custody of Caden. It is not my place to decide these issues or even mention my thoughts on them.
Yeah.
I am thankful for this because my role has been hard enough.
Oh.
What has made my job especially difficult in this case is that by and large, I found the testimony of Officer Noonan and Ms. Fitzsimmons to be credible on the material and relevant points. In my experience,
That is wild. Sorry. You're here for my commentary, you're going to get it. That is wild to me. So normally, it's... My brain is like buffering. The fact that he found both of them credible. Mind you, he's a judge though. Like, he is supposed to rely heavily on cops' opinion or on officers' opinions, especially because you use them most of the time in state defenses. But the fact that he believes both are credible is very interesting because they both have conflicting pieces in their statements. So if you find them both credible, then the conflicting pieces is what gets me.
this is unusual and somewhat perplexing.
Yeah.
On the one hand, Ms. Fitzsimmons credibly testified that she never pointed a firearm at Officer Noonan. On the other hand, Officer Noonan testified that not only did Ms. Fitzsimmons point a gun at him, that she also pulled the trigger. Both agree that it happened in seconds near a narrow doorway, and the crime scene photos show that the door frame was made narrower by a clothes rack containing police uniforms that was to Officer Noonan's left. The door frame was also made, strike that, the door frame was made still narrower when Officer Noonan used it to take cover when he drew his firearm. During the closing argument, the Commonwealth argued that it is scientifically and physically impossible for Ms. Fitzsimmons' story to be true because there was a bullet in the chamber, and she said that Officer Noonan shot her without her ever racking the slide after pulling the trigger. I disagree that the evidence reflected that the only way to chamber a round would have been to pull the slide.
Oh. Buckney, yeah, most time judges give deference to the officers. That's why this is risky. Juries tend to not. Yeah, it's wild. And the fact that he's like, sorry, but Commonwealth, you're wrong. Oh, I don't know. I like, though, this is just a personal thing. I do like how he has a script and he's reading from it. Just good. And yeah, he said, she said, in a fraction of a second, some people could be wrong, whether it's a current police officer or former. Yeah, and that was the craziest part of this whole thing. It's just the bickering back and forth of, is it true? Is it not true? Yeah, it's just, yeah. Okay.
Under those circumstances. However, even if I assume that Ms. Fitzsimmons lied about not wrapping the slide, it does not detract from the adamancy and credibility of her testimony that she never pointed the gun at Officer Noonan, about which he was equally as adamant that she did. Perhaps the Commonwealth could have easily met its burden if the officers had been wearing body cameras.
Ooh.
But under these circumstances, I am left with...
Okay. The call out of the body cams. Oh, I love it. Here's the thing about me. I am a very big proponent of justice, and criminal justice and our judicial system needs to be transparent. It needs to be transparent. And the reason I'm constantly harping on this in general is because we have allowed for so long things to get swept under the rug because of not having transparency. That's why I love having courts or having cameras in courtrooms. And that's why I was so frustrated and sad because federal court still doesn't allow cameras out here. That's why I covered the TikToker case, because it needs to be shown. Like, we need to have cameras in the courtroom. You need to show people what it's like to deal on a daily basis of whatever. Like with the Lori Vallow case, I was so frustrated when I went because they had um no cameras, but they had audio recordings. And my brain was like, well, why couldn't you have just had what they did for Koberger, have the 3 cameras and be done? But body cameras, and Massachusetts is well known for turning off body cameras, taking off body cameras, all the things. I've seen so many court cases in Massachusetts constantly say, well, if you had your body camera, well, why wasn't your body camera on? Like with the Corey Richins case, they relied a lot on the body cameras, especially in closing arguments of like, look at Corey Richins, and you see how like she's not upset. She's just hiding her face and having her face down. But if you look at his sister, she is visibly upset and shaking. She's asking to go see him. She's asking where the kids are. Like, body cameras are so important. And when you remove that equation, you're removing your credibility, which is it's a hard thing to say, but it is. You're removing your credibility. That's why I'm a big proponent on people having body cams, or like officers, or having dash cams, because you never know. You never know. And oh, I loved that. I had to back up. Yeah.
Which he was equally as adamant that she did. Perhaps the Commonwealth could have easily met its burden if the officers had been wearing body cameras. But under these
It's not a different when either, because even with body cameras, people can interpret what they see from those buying cameras differently. Yeah, and maybe so. But for me, body cameras are major. Um, I guess I might not be reading your question right, but anybody can interpret it any sort of way. Like with the Corey Richards case specifically, like the example I used, her hiding her face, there's a lot of people who, when they're upset or when they're anxious or something of that nature, they have their head down and they're covering their face. But for me, when I was watching closing arguments for Corey Richards, that was a big factor for me. I was like, well, yeah, she doesn't look like she's upset. I mean, she just looks like she's trying to. I don't know. Body cameras are just so interesting to me. And I feel like they're a huge pivotal thing, because the moment you don't have any type of camera with you, whether it's a body camera, a dash cam, security cameras. I mean, look at Afro Man with his court case that just happened. You are ruining your credibility, and you're running the fact of you're not being authentic to what is going on. Because again, this specific case is a he said, she said case. If that officer had a body camera on, oh, you're yeah, you were saying, okay. I was saying that the body cam is not always a cut and dry. No, but it does lean, and this is just a personal opinion. But for me, body cameras lean more credibility towards the person wearing them, because you are showing that you are not willing to hide anything. Now, if you're clicking it off, clicking it on, and times are jumping, then I'm very much like, hey, something fishy's going on. Or if you want to take Karen Reed, for instance, the Sally Port video, fishy stuff with that one. But the trying to think of who actually did a really good job with a body cam. Oh, the private investigator for Corey Richards, not Karen Richards, Corey Richards. He had a body camera on him at all times, anytime he entered, left the property, anything. And I think there was like over 100 and some odd hours of it. And he gave no fucks while on the stand. He was like, yeah, I did everything. You can look back at my videos. And you could tell that he was so confident because there was nothing that he did wrong. And if you thought it was wrong, then he would have been up for critique. But that was one person in particular that I was like, with a body cam, you can tell he knew exactly what he was doing. He did not, very self-aware. But, and the body cam would have, yeah. Oh, yeah. What Jamie said. The body cam would have definitely shown if she pointed a gun at him or her. Yeah.
Circumstances, I am left with a reasonable doubt, and I am duty bound to
Yep.
find that the Commonwealth has not met its burden to prove that Ms. Fitzsimmons committed an assault by means of a dangerous weapon.
The little
on
smiles in the
community.
gallery.
And my verdict is, and must be, not guilty. With that, I will hand the signed verdict slip.
Oh, he pissed.
I will hand the signed verdict slip.
Oh, he pissed.
Mr. Wayne, and ask that he advise Ms. Fitzsimmons of her statutory rights.
Ms. Fitzsimmons, could you please stand? On docket 2025, 77 CR 311, count 001. The court having returned a verdict of not guilty, the court orders that you be discharged of this indictment and this indictment only, and go thereof without delay. Kelsey Fitzsimmons, as required by statute, I must inform you that the records regarding the charges for which you have been found not guilty will be sealed by the Commissioner of Probation and by the court unless you notify the Commissioner of Probation in writing within 10 days that you do not want those records sealed. To request that those records not be sealed, you may use the request not to seal form posted on the trial court's webpage on mass.gov, or a copy of which I will hand to your counsel. I cannot accept the form here in court. You must submit it to the Commissioner of Probation at the address provided on the form. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Side note, love his voice. Very powerful.
Good, all right.
And court's now in recess.
Please exit quietly, and thank you once again. Thank all. Is there other sessions still going? Please be quiet on your way out.
Okay, I'll let it run for a little bit longer, probably until the court gets down, and then we can pop back again to when he talks about the body case, so we'll go from there again, just to see if they're not guilty. You can see how many people are so grateful. It was so interesting to see how the gallery was like smiling and nodding, like, yeah. But he is pissed. Won't look at the camera, won't look at anybody. He's like, I'm out, bye.
Folks, make your way out.
Get out of my courtroom. Be gone. I love her suit. It's really pretty. If I was ever a lawyer, I would definitely get a good color coordinated power suit. That'd be great. I should get one just so I can show up to courts in that. Dump all the haters. And that's the thing, like, it's crazy. Oh. Buckney says, you do realize they will try to set her up now. I don't think she's actually a police officer anymore. I don't know. I don't know. It's a very, too far. I think it's a very interesting I don't know. I just think it's very interesting, the whole thing of it. I didn't realize it's the same thing happened in Karen Reed trial. I think it's typical for those records to be sealed automatically. It's up to the defense to request sealing. Fair enough. I know with we'll pop over here really quick. I know with Karen Reed, or not Karen Reed, dang it. With TikTok Psychic, that everything was up for public. They didn't seal the records or anything. They didn't even ask. They just had them all public. And mind you, that is civil, but I feel like I think this is civil too, technically. I don't remember. I could be wrong. I literally went into this one blind. It was a very intriguing case, but I went into this very, very blind.
That she did. Perhaps the Commonwealth could have easily met.
We're going to go through it again.
If the officers had been, perhaps,
I'm a little...
even if I assume that Ms. Fitzsimmons lied about not wrapping the slot, does not detract from the adamancy and credibility of her testimony that she never pointed the gun at Officer Mooney, about which he was equally as adamant that she did. Perhaps the Commonwealth could have easily met its burden if the officers had been wearing body cameras.
And then nod from her lawyer saying, yep, you're not guilty.
Under these circumstances, I am left with a reasonable doubt.
Yep.
And I am duty-bound to find that the Commonwealth has not met its burden to prove that Ms. Fitzsimmons committed
All the
assault
smiles
by means of a dangerous weapon
in the
on
gallery.
Officer Newman. And my verdict is, and must be, not guilty. With that, I will hand the signed verdict slip.
Did I lose it?
I will hand the signed verdict slip.
Oh, he is so grumpy.
Mr. Wayne, and ask that he advise Ms. Fitzsimmons of her statutory rights.
Ms. Fitzsimmons, could you please stand? On docket 2025, 77 CR 311,
Such
count
a
001.
my
The
goodness.
court having returned a
Would
verdict
love
of
him
not
as a court
guilty,
clerk.
the court orders that you be discharged of this indictment, and this indictment only, and go thereof without delay. Kelsey Fitzsimmons, as required by statute, I must inform you that the records regarding the charges for which you have been found not guilty will be sealed by the Commissioner of Probation and by the court unless you notify the Commissioner of Probation in writing within 10 days that you do not want those records sealed. To request that those records not be sealed,
I love this. Like, just that. Oh, that was a horrible pause, ma'am. I'm so sorry. Just the nodding and the tears. Like, you can tell that this has weighed heavy on everybody involved, not just the actual defendant.
request not to seal form posted on the trial court's webpage on mass.gov, or a copy of which I will hand.
Oh, this was a criminal trial? Okay.
I cannot accept the form here in court. You must submit it to the Commissioner of
I wasn't
Probation.
sure. Kinda went
at
into
the
his
address
mind.
provided on the form. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Court is in recess. Good, all right.
Please exit quietly, and thank you once again. Thank you. Oh, there are other sessions still going. Please be quiet on your way out.
Get out. Be quiet and get out. Alright.
Folks, if you don't mind, just start with the motions in the back over here. Also get out.
Get
Tight
out.
space here.
So the background noise is aggressive. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat, and I'm glad you like the videos. I really appreciate it. It's been fun doing them. Get
Folks,
out.
make your way out.
Get out of the courtroom. That prosecution was pissed. And then the poor bailiff's like, I'll protect you, kind of. Make sure nothing bad happens. Because crazy, crazy shit will happen. Oh, he immediately was like, wait, are you good? Okay, I'll let you through. gonna stand here though. All the hugs. Mind you though, she still has to deal with all the other stuff going on with her kiddo and her, I think it's now ex-fiance and everything. So. It's such a sad case in general. It's so sad. She's probably going to talk to her lawyer a little bit. Let's see if she has made a statement or not. I'm very curious. Let's see. According to 10 Boston, let's look right here. Oop, nope, wrong one. Hee hee hee. You saw my secret. You saw who I get my court trial from. Oh no. According to Boston 10, the Fitzsimmons did speak. She said that her defense attorney, Martha Coakley, said that the decision was right and righteous. We're happy with this decision and it's the right decision. And Fitzsimmons spoke after her attorneys, saying, "This is my first breath of fresh air, and I feel like I can breathe again." She said, "However, my fight is not over. I have a son I need to reunite with," which is very fair. Which is very, very fair. So, it's just a very sad case in general. But, yeah. And it breaks my heart too because the whole case in itself is just a very sad case in general. And what do you do? What do you say? Yeah. Oh, what happened? For some odd reason, my chat's not showing up. Let's see. Django said, "So what was this trial about? Sorry I came in late. May have missed the TLDR." No, you're good. So this trial was about the two police officers were pretty much in a he said, she said stalemate, for lack of a better term. They went to go deliver a restraining order against her from her ex-fiance, I believe it is. And when that happened, they went into the house and she went into a room and supposedly she's now been found not guilty of it. But the officer Newman at the time said that she pointed a gun at him and then realized that the gun wasn't loaded when she tried to shoot and then re-racked it to try to shoot at him. And then Fitzsimmons stated that that was not the case, that she was trying to herself. And so all that happened. And so now, since she's been found not guilty, there's a whole thing that they have to figure out. But Jamie said that they are working on getting the RO thrown out, and then she has to deal with family court to get her kid back. Yeah, it's a very sad case. I it breaks my heart. I don't, and you don't know what to do in that, because no matter what, at the end of the day, whether you have mental health issues or not, like, to have a coworker, it's a coworker, pretty much say that you tried to kill him when in reality you were trying to kill yourself. That's just really, really sad and kind of heartbreaking. I wonder if, let's see, I have so many. Let's see. I'm curious to see if she actually gave a like on TV. I feel like that's wrong to say, an on TV thing. Oh no, what happened? Oh, okay. But she did give a press conference. Cool. I gotta find her press conference then, because I'm very curious to see. I know that we read that statement and she said, like, oh, I blah blah blah. Oh, here. Maybe. I found one. Oh my gosh. I listen, I love that you are I love people. Let's see. Where would the press conference be? Let's watch from Boston. Let's give the whatchamacallit, let's give the local news their moment. Let's give the local news their moment. Now I gotta refigure out. Here, we'll do that one. We'll give the local news their moment. Why not?
Way to go, girl! Congratulations!
Good afternoon, everybody. It was just another day at the office today.
Just another day.
Just want to say that we want to thank so many people. We want to thank Kelsey and her family for having faith in us. We, meaning Martha and I, want to thank so many people that Kelsey and her family had faith in us, and we had a very tough playing field for a long time, and we also.
And it's just, I get the tough playing field, but it's just wild to me how aggressive the state was.
I want to thank Judge Karp, who did a great job and was a gentleman and treated us fairly and with justice, and that's all we ever asked for, and we finally got it, so we're relieved. And but other than thanking everybody, I just want to hand it over to Martha, and she's going to have some words for everybody first.
So thanks, Tim. This is not only the right result, it's a righteous result today.
Yeah.
It's been a long odyssey for those of you who follow this, and we started off in.
For those who know, who've probably followed this a little bit better, how long has this been pending? Because I thought it was only a few months. I thought this happened in January, but I could be wrong. And mind you, I came into this pretty much blind. I just heard about the story because it just broke my heart in general of like what was going on.
this case, understanding as we all do, and as the judge said, policing is a tough job. Being a mom is a tough job.
Yeah.
And on June 30th, Kelsey had to do both. She trying to be a mom. She's trying to get back to work.
Oh, this was in
and then her
June?
world fell apart. And unfortunately, on that day, as she said to the judge, and you heard in court, she had to deal with all that. And unfortunately, what happened in that bedroom started a chain of events with a narrative that they never diverged from. They never asked.
I'm sorry. So she was shot June 30th and then arrested in August. You know, it never ceases to baffle me. It never ceases to amaze me. Because I genuinely thought it happened earlier this year. I thought it was like January. Mind you, my time blindness is wild. But yeah, she was in the hospital for 53 days. I knew she was in the hospital for a while because she got shot in the chest. But I think that's probably when I heard about it was like shortly. Oh my gosh. Okay. Fucking June. They've been fighting this since August. And I get it's like end of March, so it's not like super, super long, but wow. Okay. I'll let her talk, sorry.
Her about it, they rushed to judgment, and that case took on a life of its own, which unfortunately interfered with her life for an unnecessary and difficult time.
Yeah, it probably didn't feel
I
like
think
forever, though.
Tim and I have known from the beginning that that wasn't fair, that the charges probably weren't fair, and that we were going to deal with the system, and we were going to take this to trial, and as Kelsey has said, without fail, she just wanted the truth to come out. She was able to do that when she testified in this case, and again, we're grateful for the judge's work. We're happy with this decision, and it's the right decision, as we said. She was always innocent until proven guilty. The Commonwealth did not meet their burden of proof, and she is innocent today.
Kelsey, what was it like to hear that word, not guilty? To hear the judge say not guilty this afternoon. You sat there, you were on the stand yesterday telling your story. Share with us what that was like.
So, I got shot. I went to jail for 103 days. I haven't seen my son.
103 days. So she got shot, was in the hospital for 53 days. She then got arrested and then sat in jail for 103 days afterwards. And she hasn't seen her son. What the okay. Oh, and then she ended up not being able to blow in the scram device for her release, so they took her back to jail. She was finally released again Christmas Eve of 2025. I heard about the alcohol breathalyzer thing and how she's like, I've been shot in the chest. How can it? Jeez. Okay. Oh, Massachusetts, you failed to surprise me, but man, do you irritate me. Oh, gravy. Jamie says that her baby was 4 months old when this happened. He's 13 and she hasn't seen him since. Good God. And then a judge wouldn't even consider another way for her to test. She's just immediately put back in prison for the stupid, oh my gosh. You think this would surprise me? It really doesn't, but it just frustrates me. Like,
I had to sell my home that I worked very hard for.
oh Jesus.
So this is my first breath of fresh air, and I feel like I can breathe again. However, my fight is not over. I have a son that I need to reunite with, and that's where we are right now.
Yeah, so that was my next question. What's next for you and how this verdict might help you reconnect with him?
I won't get into that, but I will say I am really excited to see my son again.
Do you have any plans to hire personal injury attorney or have any personal injury attorney representing you?
I will also not get into that, but
Yeah, today we're celebrating this verdict.
yeah,
And that's
I'm
what we're focused
focusing on
on,
today.
one day at a time.
And I also would just like to thank everybody who stood outside each and every day, supported me.
Exactly like a cop. I'm not going to get into it. I had to look it up. I was very curious. So, her first judge was Kathleen McCarthy Newman. Okay. I pulled it up from, I'll leave it down below, but I pulled up an article from Boston.com. And it says that the judge, McCarthy Newman, has shown that she is biased against Fitzsimmons. Lawyers from the North Hanover officer wrote in a recusal motion, good gravy, that was filed in the Supreme Court, made a subjective personal finding that Fitzsimmons is dangerous and has a vested interest in the outcome of the case. They also pointed to alleged interactions between Newman and an assistant probation officer. Supposedly, Newman came to the probation officer's office in September, a day before a hearing regarding the case, to ask about Fitzsimmons' compliance with the terms of her probation. The officer told the judge that the Fitzsimmons had not violated the terms of her release and that he had had email correspondence with the lawyers. These emails were favorable to the defense, and the officer said that they were likely to be attached to a motion for relief. The judge grew upset and abruptly left the office, according to the motion. Interesting. Curious. Of course, the judge declined to make a comment. The judge can't. She's the sitting judge. Yeah, she was hospitalized for 53 days as she recovered from the shooting after McCarthy Newman ordered that she would be returned to jail in September. Fitzsimmons remained in custody until late December. By then, her injuries had healed to the point where she could comply with alcohol testing. In the motion, Fitzsimmons' lawyer alleged that McCarthy Newman improperly ordered her held without bail under the state's dangerousness law, and they said that the McCarthy Newman was wrong to prohibit Fitzsimmons from seeing her child. Yeah. As a North Andover homeowner, McCarthy Newman has a vested interest in the financial security of the town and its reputation. The town can be exposed to substantial financial liability if Fitzsimmons pursues civil litigation against it, since any payments can lead to property tax increases. Interesting. Okay.
Believed me before I got to tell my story, because it wasn't 9 months later until I got to tell the truth. And that was a long 9 months. And through those 9 months, you guys knew the truth. You guys believed in me, and thank you for that.
Kelsey, what's the message? Kelsey, what's the message to others that are in a position like yours after what happened today with the not guilty verdict? What would you tell other people?
Don't stop fighting for what's right. And when you know you didn't do something wrong, keep fighting for that.
Did you know you're a police officer?
Okay. No, that's true. It's a heartbreaking thing, but it's very, very true. I think this was her first kid too, which is so sad.
I won't comment on that either.
I probably cut into the
Didn't do something wrong. Keep fighting for that.
cut into the question. Sorry.
Did you know you're a police officer again?
I won't comment on that
She asked if she would be a police officer again.
either. I don't know what my career goals are at the moment.
What has the last 9 months been like for you as a person, as a mother, as a defendant?
There is not a word. If you want an image of it, picture me on a mat in a jail cell, crying for my son day after
Good
day
God.
after day after day. That's the only, there's not a word for that. But that is what happened to me.
Kelsey, do you
I
feel
mean,
like you're
fair
owed
enough.
something now, considering that you've been found not guilty? All of this stuff has happened to you.
And I don't leave that one to you.
Leave that one to the lawyers, sir.
Hey, Kelsey, the judge was not exactly speedy in getting to the ultimate decision. How painful was that to sit there and
I'm sorry. Excuse you, sir. Excuse excuse you. He was not exactly speedy. You had 98 exhibits along with 11 witnesses. You had 4 days of testimony. And you have to sit here and you say the judge wasn't exactly speedy. I'm sorry. You finished closing arguments today and he came back within a few hours to give you the result. Sir, not exactly speedy. My goodness. My goodness. I'm sorry. Not exactly speedy, sir. I just got here. Who is this? This is Kelsey Fitzsimmons. She was accused of pulling a gun on a police officer, on a colleague of hers who is another police officer, and she has been found not guilty. We're looking at the press conference.
And I don't leave that one to you.
Leave that one to the lawyers, sir.
Oh, I wanted to look at that one too. I didn't hear fully. What?
That's the only, there's not a word for that. But that is what happened to me.
Kelsey, do you feel like you're owed something now,
Do you feel like you're owed something now?
considering that you've been found not guilty? All of this stuff has happened to you.
And I don't leave
Do you feel like you're owed something now because you've been found not guilty based on all the things that happened to you?
that one to you.
Leave that one to the lawyers, sir.
Hey, Kelsey, the judge was not exactly speedy in getting to the ultimate decision. How painful was that to sit there and wait for it?
I mean, it's okay. He had to go through all the evidence, and it was a lot. So
98 fucking exhibits, my dude. Not exactly speedy. Fuck you. That might be a little harsh towards the reporter, but that's a stupid question. I'm sorry. That's so stupid. Not exactly speedy. You did closing arguments today and he came back today. Are you kidding me? Okay.
We thought he was pretty quick, actually.
Yeah.
And we, obviously, with a good judge, didn't have the issue with the jury. He told us when he was going to decide. We knew he was going to write his decision, which was helpful, and he told that in public. So we had this hybrid trial with the judge. He was both the judge and the jury, and he was forthcoming throughout the trial, transparent, and told us he was going to tell us why the decision, which of course we would not have done with the jury verdict. So
Yeah.
it's helpful.
Which is very nice.
Kelsey, did you have this judge's verdict, in your opinion? Were you surprised the charges were brought in the first place, and why do you think they were?
Were you surprised about the charges being brought? I only heard half that because 2 people were talking at once. The ADHD in me couldn't focus. Hold on.
So it's helpful to have that.
Kelsey, did you have this judge's verdict, in your opinion? Were you surprised the charges were brought in the first place, and why do you think
Oh, were you surprised they were brought in the first place, and why do you think
they were?
So I'm just going to repeat what I said earlier to that question. A set of things got set into a motion on June 30th that then followed a narrative starting that night in that room that never really got challenged, that never really got investigated with any investigation of hers, that never got tested in any way, but the presumption was that she was a defendant in this case. And so that's unfortunate because she couldn't talk for a while. She's being held for a while. She never got a chance really to tell her story. Ordinarily the system shouldn't work that way, but both Attorney Bradel and I have been on both sides of the system.
Oh. Holy moly, that's loud.
We know how it works, and sometimes when it doesn't work well and it works
Turn it up in just a
slowly,
second.
that's unfortunately what happened in this case. And we thought every way with Kelsey to make sure that justice was done. It took longer than it should have, I think. It was more painful than it should have been, but look, we got the right result today, and we are happy with that.
Kelsey, what's the next thing you want to do now that you're not guilty?
Guys, hold on. Let's give these guys over here a chance.
There's a lot of changes that are going to take place today. You have a lot more freedom that you're had. How do you plan to start that journey of freedom?
Is it just me or are they asking weird questions? It might be just me. It might be just me. You finally have freedom. What are you going to do with that freedom? What? Okay. Okay. Sorry. It might be just me. It might be a just me thing. Everybody's like, spooky, shut up. Just, just keep going.
I want to go for a walk with my dog. I can't wait to take him for a run. I haven't been able to do that. That's our thing. It's going for a run.
That's cute.
So.
Okay, that's a good answer.
And don't forget, she couldn't do that. She had to sit in her house. That was her best case scenario, that she was a prisoner in her own home.
Okay.
And then her worst case scenario at the outset of this case, and like Martha said, this was such a bumpy road, a long bumpy road that never should have happened. And you know, she had to spend time in prison. As a former police officer and corrections officer, she gets sent to jail. Someone with no criminal record, someone who shows up to court, has a wonderful history in this county, and sent to jail. To me, it's unprecedented. It terrorized her, and it's a horrendous, awful thing that happened. This case started out as a circus, and we are so grateful to end up in Lawrence in front of Judge Karp, who, like I said, is an absolute gentleman, a consummate jurist, and he treated everyone in that room with respect, with humanity, with kindness.
And you want that for a judge. I don't know what's going on with my thing, but I'm not seeing comments, so I'm having to kind of click around. Oh, Black Panther, thank you. I'm glad I could wake up a Tozy. And I don't know, does anyone think she sounds medicated in the way she's kind of gazing about, or is it just me? She might be. Mind you, because of the whole angle of the postpartum and stuff, she might be on medications to help her with her depression. Obviously, I can't speak to if she is on something or not, but it is a very, if she is on something, it's probably just to make sure that her depression is being handled, especially with not being able to see her son and all the postpartumness of it, because most women who deal with postpartum aren't fully out of it until like the child is like 2 or something, according to reports. So it's yeah. So she might be, or she might just be like, holy fuck, what the hell just happened to me, and she's in shock, which also could be a thing too. I don't know.
And we were very appreciative for it.
Do you have a message to your former father?
What do you think of the judge saying? Do you have a message to your former colleague? No. No. Goodbye. Go away. Yeah, she might still be on painkillers or yeah, I don't know. Hello. Yeah, and she can start fighting for her son now. So awesome. Oh my god. Oh, thank you. I can't pull it up. I'm so mad. Oh, the humanity. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. That is so sweet. You did not have to do that. Thank you. I'm trying to get it. I don't know what is going on with my StreamYard is like crashing right now. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. That is so kind. You did not have to do that. Oh, that means the world. Thank you.
Credited both Kelsey's testimony and the testimony of Officer Noonan, called it confusing.
Well, Charlie, he's the fact finder. He's got to make the sausage in the back room. He's got to think about everything, and it's a tough job for any fact finder in any case, really. But I mean, Kelsey has said to you guys every time we're out here, I can't wait to get to the truth. I can't
Thank you, Delaney, for joining.
wait for the truth to come out. And finally, she got her chance, and she told the truth, and she put herself out there. The one person in the whole room that didn't have to testify. She's the one that got up there, put herself out there, and told the truth. And the judge, I think, treated her wonderfully, and was very humane and kind, and listened attentively to not only her, but to everybody in the case.
I think the judge did a very good job. I personally think that he handled it very, very well. I'm thoroughly impressed with his verdict more so than anything, because I've only seen clips, so I haven't seen the full thing. But the way he handled it, the way he expressed certain things, I just think he did a very, very good job, for lack of a better term. I am going to try to fix... Oh, there it goes. It's so weird. So weird right now. But thank you so much, again, for the 10 gifted memberships. That is so, so, so kind. And thank you, Delaney, for joining. I appreciate it. And yeah, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I'm gonna cry. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Yeah, I'm a little behind the not exactly speedy question from Justice Served TV, and referring to the fact that judge talked a lot before finally not saying not guilty. Oh, okay. See, and my brain was like, sir, that is such a rude question. Like, he was fairly speedy. I do get why he talked a lot in the very beginning, because my whole thing is when you, especially because they didn't have a jury trial, right? So because he didn't have a jury trial, or she didn't have a jury trial, you kind of have to explain yourself why. You have to explain what's going on, why it's happening the way it's happening, and so on and so forth. But I get kind of why now, but sir, be so serious. He came back really quick, and even the lawyers were like, we're a little shocked that he came back. He was pretty fast. But yeah. Oh, I'm still working, but I have you on my personal laptop. Okay, well, hi. Thank you again for the gifted members. Yeah, I think the judge was fair. Yeah. And I'm watching from work. Today's a Slack day. No, oh, well, be safe. I know you said something about working in mental health, so be safe. Okay. Oh, let me go back here.
And we're grateful for that.
And I'll just add two things to that. First of all, people can believe they're telling the truth when they're mistaken, so they can appear to be credible but be wrong. And when a defendant like this is credible, I think as Tim said in his opening and his closing, that creates reasonable doubt. And so that's the standard. The Commonwealth always has the burden.
Yeah, that is a very good
We didn't know the one thing we weren't going to get was a hung jury here. So,
fair
So,
enough.
do you have a question?
We didn't get a hung jury.
You're okay?
Spot jury, but it's okay. How are you feeling, Kelsey?
I feel good. I feel relieved. I was eager to do this, and I said from day one, the truth will come out. And I did.
Anybody else?
Maybe if this is bubbling up, but you testified that truth is and the judge seemed, and even the prosecutor seemed convinced with that. It's 9 months.
It's not a word. There's not a word. It's the most devastating thing that you
Oh, something about her kid. I was like, I can't hear. What did she ask?
do to a mom. And hopefully changes will be made where any mom or anyone will never have to go through something like this.
We've talked about that, and we're going to talk about that with legislators. What kind of a system is it that somebody can walk into court, fill out a piece of paper, and in 15 minutes, take someone's baby away, take a mom of a newborn baby away? It's just an incredible thing, and it shouldn't happen. And we're going to work on some reforms of that statute.
Tim, how much impact do you think it had that the complainant had connections, friends within the law enforcement community? So maybe you can't be just anybody coming into the county.
To be determined, Michael. To be determined. We have some other investigations to work on, and we're going to leave no stone unturned, and we're going to find out exactly how and why this happened, who's responsible, and we're not stopping here. The things that happened to Kelsey, we have with respect to her home being broken into, we've reported that to the FBI.
Her home's been broken into?
I've had
I
it
thought
with Essex County, and there are other avenues to pursue, and we're pursuing them. And we're in touch with the FBI on all sorts of federal crimes that were committed, and we're...
I'm sorry. Did you just say you contacted the FBI for federal crimes? Sir. Okay. Okay.
We're in the process of dealing with it there. That's one example of other avenues that we're taking here. We're not sitting here at Essex County's beck and call. We know where to go, and we know who to talk to, and we are doing that. Anybody else?
Great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. The parents.
I like the little dude. They're gonna do all the pictures. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back this way. So, but my goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. Well, that is wild. Oh, they could mean where she's staying now. Yeah, they could. It's just, I don't know. I'm very curious. I'm very curious now. I kind of want to go back and like rewatch everything, and I probably will. But I'll do a recap video and stuff. But my goodness, that I love and that's why I love press conferences, because sometimes the lawyers will say the most wild things. I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Well, Michael from Justice TV, please. Please, maybe don't. Don't ask a question like that. That was a weird question to ask. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything? I'm trying to see if there's like anything else that I might have missed. Double checking, see if I missed anything. Nope. A man talking. This might have been the same live stream. Looks like it might be. Well, my goodness gracious. Yeah, that's just wild. That's just wild. That is just so sad. Yeah, I'm pretty relieved by the verdict too. I'm not gonna lie. When he said he found both people credible, it kind of made me pause and a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. It made me pause a lot, but I am very intrigued. But I am very relieved for her. That is very nice. Her ex broke into her home, stole her laptop, among other things, accessed her bank account, and transferred some money to himself. As far as I understand, it's wire fraud, federal crime. Yeah, wire fraud is a federal crime. 3 days after the incident, her ex broke into her house and stole her passport, laptop, and money. That's insane. Are we just gonna go down a little rabbit hole today? Like let's just go down a rabbit hole today. um yeah, I'm sorry. What? Okay. Let's see. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole today. Let's just all go down the. Sir, can the computer please work with me for just a second? Let's do wire transfer. Let's see. Let's see. We're gonna just go to oh. Okay. This is why. See, we love it when I do a short little bit of Google and Noogle and I find out what's going on. I will pull this up so we can all look at it together. Let's look at it together. So, as of this is started on March 2nd and it was updated March 16th. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do great coverage. I can't right now though. The DA's office has declined to pursue criminal charges against her ex during a hearing. So this was in early March. She was pled not guilty, to the June 30th at her Philbrooks Road home. So he claimed that she assaulted him and threatened the life of their child while obtaining court-ordered custody. They broke into her home with several other men days after the shooting. They claim he stole evidence from the home, personal belongings, and money. He's on video breaking into the place with 3 other friends. Bust down the door, come in. It's on video. It's in an exhibit that you have, and he commits all sorts of serious crimes. After review, the office determined that there was not a good faith basis to proceed with criminal charges against the third party, and therefore any further referral was unnecessary. Argued in front of the judge Friday. We have to give her 48 hours to meet with her. Her mom, who works full time, has to deliver to her office. It's just unworkable. Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. The fuck. I, the fuck. The fuck. Yeah, it was caught on her security cameras, and the cops refused to trust her. I'm baffled. I am the baffled. I'm very curious to see if y'all want to come on a journey with me, because we're going on a slight journey. What can Spooky pull up? There it is. That might be not the right. Nope, that's Kyle Fitzsimmons. That's not Kelsey. Kyle. I think we're good. I don't need a Kyle. Though I'm sure Kyle is I don't know, with a name like Kyle, I would hope for the best, but I'm sure Kyle is a somewhat upstanding person. I just don't need Kyle right now for these. I don't need Kyle for these. Spooky, do you do this when you start researching cases? Yes, only it's worse. The way that I go down rabbit holes is probably not for the best. Let's see. Let's see. So this, for just for brevity's sake, I am trying to find a specific court document, because if I can find a specific one, it can show me where it might be at, but I don't, because like, so trying to see here. She was indicted in the Supreme Court, Superior Court, the grand jury declined to indict her, which, yeah. So they even went to a grand jury and they declined to indict her with intent to murder. So I'm sorry. Explain this to me. If you go to a grand jury, right, and you say, hey, listen, we have this case. Here's everything that we've gotten. 98 exhibits of evidence, all this testimony from all these people, and they still say no, like there's no reason to indict her. What makes you fucking think to indict her? I'm sorry. Like, please explain to me. What makes you think you should indict her on charges after that? Okay. Sure. Yeah, and then yeah, the Commonwealth moved for that. There's a police report entailing the shooting, obviously. There's an affidavit, eyewitness statements concerning the incident, and alleged events leading up to it. In one such statement, Fitzsimmons' former fiance, oh yeah, because you can so fucking trust him, alleged that at a party on the 28th, Fitzsimmons became intoxicated and violent, striking him multiple times and making unaliving comments and threatening statements concerning... I'm trying not to get really mad. I'm trying not to get upset because part of me is like, it's they just have to, you just have to roll with it. But I can't sit here, right, as someone who has seen how mothers act, someone who has read so much stuff. And I can't, like, mind you, there are mothers who kill, and I'm not stating that there aren't. But from what I've seen and what she has said, I don't, and maybe it's just a me thing, but I genuinely can't, I can't believe that she would have harmed her child. And maybe this is just a me thing, but if you're going to harm your kid, you don't tell people. You don't tell people. You don't. And if that's weird, that's weird, but you don't tell people. You just do it. Like Lori Vallow, her and her crazy husband, they didn't tell anybody. They just did it. They hid the bodies and ran and went to Hawaii. you don't. Maybe it's a me thing. Maybe it's a me thing. Oh, Lord. And I get that they went with a lesser crime because the grand jury didn't want to indict her, but don't tell me, don't sit there and tell me it's a fucking cow when it's not, and it's a moose. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ. See, and this is why I talk about it. This is why I don't do it. I have people who work at the courthouse here who were working during Lori Vallow, and they said that the level of like just fuckery that was happening up until like with the defense attorneys and trying to make everything work, and then the fighting, and oh, get the fuck out of here. And maybe this is just a me thing. Maybe I'm outraged for like no reason. You can tell me if I am. It's okay. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But yeah, he also allegedly warned police that when they served the abuse prevention order on Fitzsimmons, she would attempt to kill the baby, any officers involved, and then herself. Here's my question, right? When did he give this statement? Because if it was after the fact, that makes me pause. Like, heavily pause. The Commonwealth also submitted the affidavit of... Well, let me look really quick. Is there any identifying important things? Doesn't look like it. Cool. We'll just pull it up and talk about it, because if it's not, then I'm good. I just get very weird about showing stuff like this because I don't want to... Well, now I lost everything. Oops. Let's see. I just get weird about showing stuff because I don't want to like show, and I know like the lawyers are public figures. I know people are public figures, but your girl tries to be careful. She would rather be super careful than not careful at all. Let's see. Okay. We're gonna zoom in. Let's see. Yeah, so she would attempt to kill the baby and any officers involved, and then herself. Another witness statement indicated that Fitzsimmons had struggled with mental health illness, aggression, and alcohol abuse. Okay, so my question is this. When did he say this statement? Because as far as I know, he is also a police officer. I could be very wrong. But as far as I know, he's also a police officer. So that's my first question. Commonwealth also submitted the affidavit of Simmons' former fiancé in support of the abuse prevention order, which echoed the above description representations and further represented that Fitzsimmons had been sectioned in the recent past. The report indicates that this statement referred to an involuntary hospitalization for mental health treatment. He reportedly said to the court that she threatened to kill herself and the baby to obtain a TRO. Okay. Because here's my thing. He obtained the TRO right before, and then well, obviously right before, because that's what they were doing when she got shot. So, and this is me speculating, all right? I don't have, I need to get my soundboard working. I don't have a speculation sound, but this is just me speculating. If you are that petrified of a woman you supposedly loved hurting your child, and you were with her 2 days prior, why wouldn't you just say, hey, can I have the baby? Do you mind if I have the baby this tonight? Like, I really miss having him. Do you mind if I have him tonight? Ah. The vilification of those with mental health issues makes me so angry. Those with mental health issues are far more likely to be victims of violence than to commit it. Fair. I mean, there are many people who I know who have battled with mental health, and oh, he's a firefighter. Oh. Nah, my thing still stands. He's a bitch. Okay, that was rude. That was rude. Okay, okay. Strike it from the record. My apologies. If you're that petrified of your child being harmed, why wouldn't you take the baby? If you're gonna go get a TRO that night or that next day, just ask for the baby. I'm sorry, but if I had a kid and I was going through all this stuff and my mental health was so bad and my partner was like, hey, like, do you mind if I take the baby tonight so I can get a moment of peace? Yeah, here. There you go. I get a moment, just a moment. Cool. Because not a lot of moms get that. They have to be super mom 24/7. They don't get, you know, that reprieve. But, okay. Let's see here. She's been sectioned. Finally, the Commonwealth submitted an out-of-state criminal history record indicating that Fitzsimmons had been convicted in 2019 of a misdemeanor offense described in the document as intoxicated and disruptive. Okay. I want to see that. I probably need to watch this trial. In contesting the Commonwealth's motion, Fitzsimmons relied on a letter from a doctor affiliated with the hospital where she was received treatment after the June 30th incident. Later indicated that while she was initially held pursuant to the GLC 123-12, she no longer met the criteria for involuntary hospitalization and was appropriate for outpatient care. Additionally, Fitzsimmons relied on the report of an expert psychologist who concluded that Fitzsimmons posed no credible risk of harm to herself or others, and that the risk of harm from reuniting with her child was all but non-existent. Yeah, and that's my thing. And I mean, again, I could be very wrong. You can tell me if I am. But most mothers wouldn't. If they really wanted to kill somebody, like kill their kid, they won't tell anybody. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not, I promise I'm not cussing at you. I promise. But are you being so serious right now? She asked him to take the baby and he said no. Okay. I'm I love how this was supposed to only be like an hour long of us going over the verdict, and now we're down like rabbit holes because your girl didn't watch. She watched like chunks of testimony, but she didn't. Who wants to go down a rabbit hole with me? uh I okay. um hmm. Now I gotta know. Okay. Hold on. I What was his fucking name again? Uh Justin. Did he testify? Oh, it probably didn't come up because he wasn't. Oh, he does testify. What fucking day? Ah, what day? What is this? You want to go down a rabbit hole with me? um, sorry of those of you who are like, ma'am, what the fuck? I'm vested for a little bit longer because I have to see what his fucking testimony is. I'm sorry. For those of you who are not interested, I am so sorry. I hope you bear with me. You're free to leave. You don't actually have to stay. But okay. First of all, before we get into this, I'm sorry. But what the absolute fuck? You can't sit there and tell me, good sir, under oath, that okay. I gotta see his testimony first. Okay. Calm down, Spooky. Calm down. It's okay. It's okay.
Right hand, you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this cause now hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth,
Nope, no
and
name
nothing but
calling.
the truth, so help you God. I do. Thank you.
Good afternoon, you can have a seat. Just pull yourself right up to that mic.
Come in.
Yes.
Sir, in a loud, clear voice, can you please introduce yourself? Spell your first name and your last name.
My name is Justin Alayan, Justin, last name Aylaian.
And how old are you, sir?
I'm 32,
And what town do you live in?
still Massachusetts.
Did you grow up there?
I did, yes.
Okay. And
Is it mono for anybody else? Or is it just me? Because I don't know how to fix that.
what schools did you go to there?
I went to Neshoba Regional for high school. That's a tri-town, so it's still Bolton and Lancaster. That's where I attended for grades 9 through 12.
What did you do after high school?
After high school, I immediately went to the University of New Hampshire, where I obtained a bachelor's in business management.
Okay. After you graduated from UNH, what did you do?
After UNH, I did a cross-country road trip where I traveled Southwest U.S., and I got a job as a wilderness instructor at a therapy camp in southern Utah.
And what do you mean by a therapy camp?
I worked as a lead counselor for some youth between the ages of roughly 15 to 18, and there were some early adults as well that were above 18, and they came to this camp for a variety of different problems.
Okay, sir. I appreciate you giving me your whole background, but
On my tendons, so I ended up shortly getting out of the military.
congratulations.
Life and property.
Wait, what? Now I'm curious. What were you in?
And during that training, I was severely injured. I ended up hurting some ligaments and tendons and needed reconstructive surgery on my tendons. So I ended up shortly getting out of the military. I attempted to try to become a Green Beret, where I went to try to go for Special Forces.
Okay.
I ended up at Fidelity for a while. I worked in their 401k department. And then shortly thereafter, I started going through civil service and applying to jobs for to become a firefighter.
Okay. Did you eventually get one?
I did, yes. I got on at North Andover Fire Department in August of 2021. It was at that point I also went back to my fire science degree at Anna Maria College, which was obtained roughly a year and a half ago. I got my bachelor's degree in fire science.
So what is your role in the North Andover Fire Department?
I'm a fire.
I do appreciate.
I had that Kelsey and I had moved in together.
Oh, okay.
And where did you?
Please talk about Kelsey. We got to back up.
Both of us developed feelings as a North Andover police officer, and she reached out to me on Facebook.
Fair to say you developed a relationship with her?
We did very quickly, yes.
Okay. At some point, did it become more than casual?
Yep, it became more than casual very quickly. Both of us developed feelings very quickly, and that developed into a relationship very quickly as well. And it was about roughly 6 months after that we had initially met that that Kelsey and I had moved in together.
And where did you move in?
She had owned a home at 125 Phillips Brooks in North Andover.
Oh, sir. Oh, wait. No, she had to sell that house. Okay. I was like, sir, why are we doxing people? I mean, I get it because it's a trial, but the doxing. Okay. Dang it. I wish I knew when he talked about all the stuff.
Okay. And what's his date of birth?
2/16/2025.
Thank you. Did it become more than casual? My dude, they had a bit. Yes, they had a child. Well, I mean, no, I'm not going to air out some family laundry. Well, no, we're not going to drop.
Remind me, were you on the fire department? You were on the fire department.
I was, yes.
So were you living in North Andover at the time?
I was
So he was a part of. He only was. Is he still
living in
is
North
he
Andover,
still?
yes.
At some point, you guys were living together. Did you had a baby?
That is correct.
Okay, and
I'm sorry. I got to stop here for a second. He looks like he's going to throw up. Like, he looks like he's going to be sick. Oh, he lives with mom and dad and his siblings, and he's suspended. I wonder why. Maybe we'll find out. If not. So, yeah, so the baby's with him. Wonder who takes care of the baby.
when was
I have a
a
feeling.
boy or girl?
Boy.
Okay. How old?
I'm sorry. Does he not look like he's either about to like shit himself or puke? This is probably like way too above where I probably need to be, but like he just looks like right now he looks pretty, but like
He is
looks like a
13 months
robot,
old.
or that he's gonna get
And
sick.
what's his date of birth?
Okay,
2/16/2025.
2/16. So a couple days after.
So he was born while you were living together at
Valentine's.
125 Phillips Brook?
Yes.
Okay.
At some point, and I'm going to turn your attention to the weekend of July 28th, 29th, going into Monday the 30th, okay?
Okay.
Did your relationship become strained in any way? Just yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And as a result of that, did you decide to do something on June 30th, that Monday?
Yes. I ended up obtaining a restraining order.
Okay. Now I'm going to just step back for a second.
My dude. All right, let me be so for real right now. If you went the morning of the shooting to go get a restraining order and to take the baby, when she messaged you that day to take the baby. Why in the fuck didn't you do it? Why the fuck did you lie and say you have no gas? And then go and get a fucking restraining order and not take the fucking baby. What the fuck? I, again, chat, if I'm wrong, please let me know. But if you went that fucking day to go get that restraining order and she texted you and said, hey, I have a work thing this morning. Can you take the baby? Why the fuck didn't you take the baby? There you go. There you oh my god. Oh. I If you were so worried that she was going to murder your child, if she was going to do that to your child, oh my god. Oh, dude. Listen, oh. Oh, Lord. Oh. Oh, the things I want to say about this person, mind you, we are not going to name call. We're not going to name call. I am just very, very confused. If you were so concerned about your child that you literally told the police, hey, she will probably kill you and our kid. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's all I can say is, what the fuck? What the fuck? I just need a what the fuck emoji at this point. What the fuck? Part of me wishes I just had, like, you know, the imagination from SpongeBob. I need the what the fuck from SpongeBob. Cause see, even Scream's like, what the fuck, man? I just looked up and saw his face. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second. Anybody who's I'm gonna talk to the chat. Anybody who has seen this testimony, am I gonna get angrier? Like, am I gonna get more mad? Because if so, I might just do this testimony as like a member only thing. And we might just raw dog it as a member only thing so I can say all the things I want to say. Because if I'm going to get more mad, should we ride? Should we keep going? Because I think, let me look. We are only in 7 minutes to his 33-minute testimony. Should we keep going? Like, because hmm. I'll give it a little bit. We'll watch a little bit more. And then if I get too upset, we'll uh we'll pause it and we'll come back another day. Oh. So okay, sir. Okay, sir. We're gonna go back a couple seconds because we're gonna go back a couple seconds. All right. Ask your question, counsel.
Yes.
Okay. And as a result of that, did you decide to do something on June 30th, that Monday?
Yes, I end up obtaining a restraining order.
Okay. Now I'm going to just step back for a second, and we're going to talk about that day.
You could have gotten the child. You could have gotten the child. And you chose not to.
Particular, okay?
Okay.
At some point, were you communicating with the defendant at all?
Yes.
How so?
It started in the morning. It was both text and phone calls that we were going back and forth with each other. I had requested to see my son. I wanted to make sure that he was okay. She had sent many disturbing messages back and forth to me.
Where were you on the 30th, on that Monday? Were you living at 125?
I'm sorry.
That was my permit.
What? Y'all just wanted to see me crash out. She has been sending... Oh, I got it. I have to see these text messages. Please tell me they come up. Because she has been sending you disturbing text messages all weekend long. And you still did not go get that fucking baby. She has been sending you disturbing text messages all weekend long. And you did not go get that baby. I gotta see these text messages. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, we're gonna go to our trusty Boston 10. Our trusty Boston 10 friends who are gonna help us really quick. Oh, all right. So, according to them, which was published on March 18th of 2026, a contentious text message exchange between former North Andover police officer and her ex-fiance was submitted as evidence. Cool. It was unsealed Wednesday. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so June 30th text messages. Okay. Kelsey, you just woke me up to let me know I have to bring our son to work with me. Okay. Justin, you were not listening then. I will happily pick our son up and watch him at work. I said I didn't want to be in the house at this time. You have to respect that. You are choosing to not have me watch him and bring him to work. What? Kelsey, you're not a babysitter. You're his dad. This is our home where the three of us live. So they were still living together. Oh my fucking God. Okay. Justin, and by being his dad, I will watch him and pick him up if you wish. Kelsey, you're not a babysitter, Justin. You don't watch him. You can simply just come home and be home with him. You know, the home where our family lives. I'm sorry. I can't get over the fact that they still live together at this point. Justin, right now, Kels, those are the options. I will and can pick him up to be with him while you are at work, but you are choosing to bring him to work. You have to respect that I need space and time and will not be entering the home alone. I'm confused on that. Kelsey, your space is abandoning your family. I don't understand why you can't come in our house and you won't explain it. I will not be single parenting for days and days on end. Justin, when you strike me in the face several times and physically assault your best friends, Kels, you set the tone. I am reacting in the best way possible to find a way forward, and this is what I need. It is not about what you need anymore. We need to be the best parents possible, and I cannot do that in the house at this time. Kelsey, just not even true, but okay. Abandon your son, thumbs up emoji. I forgot everything that comes out of blank's mouth is the truth right now. Or truth, right? Good luck to you. Justin, and blank and blank and blank are all lying. Kelsey, you're missing valuable days with your son. You will never get back by your own choosing. Your own choosing. You are making me very a single mother by your own choosing. I'm rescheduling our son's surgery right now. I will not be doing this alone. Answer the phone. Said that you let your feelings towards me affect your son. Poor kid. Well, that's not right either, but the purest innocent soul gets affected because you won't help me fast him. Would you like to tour his daycare with me? Justin, no, my son has offered free daycare. We do not have $500 a week for. Your son has offered free daycare. What does that mean? He's going to daycare. Don't worry about the money. It's taken care of. Justin, who's paying for it? Kelsey, doesn't matter. Do you want to tour it with me or not? Justin, well, it does matter. Kelsey, it doesn't. If you want to come, great. If you don't, great. Justin, you want to place a 4-month-old into daycare? Kelsey, I am. Yes. Do you want me to pack your stuff and move it out? I'm gonna have to sell my house and find an apartment. Justin, I need my debit card and license you took right now. That's it. Don't have it. Kelsey, don't have it. Why would I have that? I'll leave all your stuff outside. I have to put my house on the market. Justin, please don't touch my belongings. Kelsey, I can't risk being in a situation I can't afford because you have told people you're leaving, but haven't told me. Okay. Um, I'm so confused right now. Okay. Well, sir, how? Okay. Sure. 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 I don't know. Sure. Okay.
Permanent legal residence, but I was at my parents' house that day.
Okay. Had you gone, when was the last time you had been there?
It would have been June 27th, I believe, the day before our planned bachelor.
Okay. At any point, did you go back there to retrieve some items, the guns or anything?
I'm sorry. If you know that there is a lot of issues going on, why would you still get married? Why wouldn't you postpone it? Okay.
Something like that?
Yes, the day prior, I had gone to obtain. I knew that I needed to pick up my firearms. I had feared for my son, and I thought that his.
Then why didn't you take the fucking... Why didn't you take the son? Why didn't you take the son? Oh my gosh, okay. Spooky, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good.
Life was in danger and grave risk.
Object to any further questioning on this relative.
Good, you should object, because here's the thing. If you open that door, right, if you open the door to all the conversations about how, hey, I'm worried about my son, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that, I'm worried about her mental health. Cool. As a defense attorney, if you're opening that door, I'll run in with it. Say, oh, well, you guys live together. And if you were at that house on the 27th, before all this stuff went down, and you knew stuff was on the rocks, why didn't you grab it? Why didn't you take your son? There's text messages right here. She's asking you, hey, can you come and grab him? Like, I have to go to work. And I get it. Like, you don't want to take the kid to work. But if it was me, right? And mind you, I'm not going to tell you how to do shit right. I'm just a fucking woman in Idaho that wants to talk about shit. If you sit there and you tell me, if you text me and you say, hey, I have to go to work. Do you mind watching the kid? Yeah, no problem. Do you mind if I take him to work with me? I would rather you come home and sit with him. Cool. The moment you fucking leave that house, guess what I'm doing? Taking all my shit, packing it in the fucking car, grabbing my kid, grabbing the fucking guns if I'm worried about you. I probably shouldn't even be worried at this point because I'm probably going to get all the weird stuff happen. It might get yeeted anyway. But unalive yourself. And I'm going to take it to the fucking police department. And when I get that TRO and I get all that shit, be like, hey, by the way, I took the guns. I'm stressed. I'm worried. So I took the guns. Here. Here you go. Here's all the guns. Oh, if I'm wrong, you let me know. There's probably someone going to be in the replay being like, you're wrong because of X, Y, and Z. You know what? Good. I'm glad I'm wrong because all I see from these text messages, and mind you, I don't live with them. I don't live in their life. I don't know what happened. I'm just a bystander watching this. But if you were so stressed and worried about your son, as someone who loves kids, what the fuck? You don't do that. You comply with what the person needs that you have fear of. Hey, I have to go into work. Okay. I know that I don't feel comfortable, being around you, being in whatever it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that house. I'm going to have a plan. I'm going to tell, if you're with your parents, you tell your parents, hey, I'm going over to the house to grab the son. I'm going to text you when she's gone. I need one of you to come over and help me pack. I need you to pack up everything. And then I need you to, once we're done, then I'm going to grab her gun. I'm going to grab my gun. And then I'm going to take it to the police department while I get the TRO. Be so fucking serious right now, dude. We are 8 minutes in. We are 8 fucking minutes in. Why do I want to bang my head through a wall right now? Sir? Sir.
On
Sir.
relevance grounds to whether Ms. Fitzsimmons assaulted a policeman in the bedroom where it was just the two.
Okay. I'm just going to take the objections one at a time. That objection sustained, I will strike.
You own firearms.
Yes, sir.
How many?
Roughly 9.
Okay. And where were they
You
kept
own
in the
9?
home?
They were kept upstairs in the closet. There was a large rifle safe. Several of them were kept in there. And then I had one firearm that I would keep in our bedroom that was in a green chest directly. If you were to walk into the bedroom, it was on the left side in the green chest.
You can spoil it if you want to. Did he take all of his guns? Or just the one in the bedroom? Or all of them but the one in the bedroom? You can spoil it.
Directly next to the door frame, locked up in my green safe.
Okay, so if you walk into your home
I love how he won't even look at her. He's just staring down the prosecutor.
through the door,
Yes.
the front door, the stairs to upstairs, fair to say, almost right in front of you?
Correct.
Okay. Now, as you walk up the stairs, there are 2 rooms at the top.
Yes.
There's a landing and 2 rooms at the top, correct?
Yes.
The safe that you had
Oh, he just took his. Okay. I'm sorry. If you fear so much for somebody's life, for your baby's life, for the person you're supposedly marrying and supposed to love, you would take that gun. You would take her guns as well. I'm sorry. Oh. I don't know if I can do the full 33. I might have to tap.
described, the green safe, which way would you go to get to the green safe?
You would take a right into the bedroom, and then the first foot that you would step into the bedroom, it was directly on your left, on the ground.
That was a bad question. What color is the safe, the rifle safe?
The rifle safe was black.
Black. Okay. I want to talk about that first. I
Okay,
apologize.
well, what about his green safe?
Now, where was that?
If you were to go up the stairs and you were on the landing, you would take a left.
Again, he took all his guns, left 3 of hers, including. Again, if you are that worried about someone killing your son or themselves, take the fucking weapons. My ass would take the fucking knife block at that point. I don't give a shit. Oh my god. This is why I can't be a lawyer. This is literally why I can't be a lawyer. My face would face way too fucking much. This too. Rebag. I found it odd that he said roughly 9 guns. Like, what do you mean? Do you not know how many guns you got? I know. I know exactly how many guns I got, where my guns are located, what kind of bullets I have in my gun. I know everything. Everything about that gun, I know what to do, how to do, and where it's at. And if I had more, I would know. And I would know exactly all of those specs. Because at the end of the day, if you're a firefighter, prior military, an officer, anything of that nature, you need to know. Because if something were to happen like this, oh my god. Okay. Y'all enjoying the crash out?
You would go into that room right there, and then it was in that closet directly on the left side of the room.
Okay, and it's a rifle safe, meaning it has a lock?
Yes.
What kind of lock?
I believe it was a keypad lock.
Okay. Do you know if the defendant had any
Wait,
firearms?
here's my thing too.
Yes.
I have a question. I have a question. Does she know the combination? Does she know the combination? Because if she didn't know the combination, guess what you could have done? Put her guns in the safe. Put her guns in that safe and lock it. Is a rocket launcher considered a gun? Sure. Today it will.
How many?
I couldn't be exact. She just got her license to carry returned to her. I don't know the exact number of firearms that were returned to her.
Okay, what kind were they?
Several handguns.
Handguns? Okay. When you went on the 29th to retrieve your handguns, where did you go?
I went directly upstairs and I went into that gun safe, the rifle safe that was on the left side of the landing, and I retrieved my firearms from there first.
Okay. And then you talked about a group.
Was she home? You said you went on the 29th. So it was right before the shooting. Anna says that I live in a country where guns are restricted. To me, hearing that some own 9 guns is mind-blowing. Like, why? A lot of people own a lot of guns for a multitude of different reasons. Out here, we have a lot of farmers in Idaho because, you know, potatoes. So a lot of people will have like a carrying gun, a farming gun, or that's what they call it, and they use it to take care of issues out on the farm, which is kind of aggressive. Or they have like a wildlife gun for hunting. People have so many guns for so many different reasons. I only carry, I've carried since I joined the military, so yeah, people have so many, and some actually just collect guns, which is weird to say. I know I have a few buddies of mine who used to collect antique guns. That was actually kind of cool. But they removed everything to prevent them from ever firing. So if you were in a room, like this sounds so weird, but like someone broke in and you were in a room with one of those, you couldn't use it. It was, it's better as a rock than it is as an actual gun, but yeah, it's not unusual to hear out here. Massachusetts, that's a little weird to hear, but it's not unusual out in Idaho.
Green
Or the Midwest.
safe.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that. You walk up the stairs, the landing is there, you go to the right, which is the bedroom, correct?
Correct.
The other room, is that the one with the crib in it?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if you go right to your left, you had described on the floor, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You had one gun in there?
Yes.
Did you see any other guns in there when you opened that?
No, I did not.
So are we now talking about the green safe?
Yes.
Okay.
If I may have a second.
Sure.
Oh, Hershey.
As exhibit number 40 first, okay?
Okay.
You see that screen?
I do, yes.
You recognize what that is?
Yes.
So describe where
it's the
photo
crib. I
taker,
was like, what the
picture taker
fuck
would
is
be
that?
standing in that home.
They'd be standing on the landing immediately as you go up to the stairs to the second floor in between the 2 rooms.
Okay, and that's the one on the
I'm
left that
sorry.
we've been describing.
I gotta just
Yes.
pause really quick. Part of me adores this. Part of me adores the fact that they're using an old projector that like it makes me feel like I'm back in school again, so it's making me like very, very happy. Not really. Secondly, we are in our Pokemon Lords 2026. How the fuck? We do everything in fucking on computers. Why the fuck don't we have something like you have it on a TV? Like what? Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. I had to take a moment.
Correct. I'm going to show you what's been previously marked up.
The one on the left, meaning the room on the left?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as exhibit number 45. Can you see that?
Yes.
Do you recognize what that is?
I do, yes.
What is it?
That is the nursery. That's the closet with my clothes in it, and behind my clothes is the black rifle safe.
Okay.
Okay.
And that
So you
is,
can't
when you're
see
standing
that
on the
in the picture.
landing, that is the room
I'm
to the left.
assuming it's like right in there, but
In the
again, I
closet
don't
in
find-
that room is where the rifle safe is?
Correct.
And I'm sorry if I asked this already. Did you see any of the defendant's guns in that rifle safe?
Yes.
How
Oh,
many?
so
Do you
she
remember?
did know the
I don't
code.
remember exactly. I believe there was 2, but I don't remember the exact amount.
I don't know. I think there was 2,
Now,
but I don't know.
bear with
If
me. I'm going
you're
to take it step by
again,
step. I'm going to
and
show you.
maybe this is being a dead horse. If you're that fucking worried about someone killing you, your child, them, why the fuck don't you know how many guns are in that safe? At this point, it's been 9 months. You should remember.
To exhibit number 49. Do you recognize what that is?
Yes, that is taken from the landing, going up to the second floor on the right side. That's facing our bedroom
Oh, so
with my
this
green
is-
safe on the floor.
Okay, so
Okay.
the picture taker is on the landing,
Yeah.
correct?
Correct.
The
Okay.
stairs are pretty much behind them.
Oh, thank you for
Directly
that
behind.
awful zoom. Ugh.
And, I'm
And
gonna
then
show
that's
you what's been
okay. So
marked
that's
as
the
exhibit number 51. Do you recognize that room, first of all?
Yes, I recognize the room.
And that's the same room we were just talking about?
Yes.
The green safe is the box on the left corner of the picture?
Yes, and
That-
on the ground, that the large chest, the box, yes.
Okay, so this is the safe you were talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
side note.
Do you know what that box is?
I do not know.
Have you seen that box before?
Side note, just for my own curiosity's sake, this looks like a trunk box, and I mean that's what it looks like to me. So if there's a trunk box, and do you have a padlock on it? I can understand like a normal rifle case. I can understand a normal rifle case, one with an actual code that you have to input the code and blah, blah, blah. Is it a padlock? Is it like with a key? Or is it like a numbered, like a scrolly lock? That sounds so weird. Because my brain, right? You have a 4-year-old, or not a 4-year-old, wow, brain. A 4-month-old in this house. 1, those are sharp ass edges. 2, please tell me that it's at least secured. Oh, yes, it was locked. Okay. But was it a padlock? was it one of those locks where it's like you enter a code? Or is it taped shut? No, I actually think those are the hinges. I have a trunk almost like this. But the corners are the metal hinges. It's the kind of chest with the padlock or something, not a real that keep the. Yeah, but he said he kept guns in this. That's why I'm confused. And
I
maybe
may
that
have,
was
but I
right.
don't remember seeing it.
When you went on the 29th and retrieved your gun out of that safe, and you didn't see any of the defendant's guns in that safe, correct?
I don't believe so, sir.
Do you remember that box being on top?
That box was not there, sir.
Okay, again, how is the
Now I'm
fucking
going to
safe
turn your
locked?
attention, now that we're on the 29th, I'm going to turn your attention to the 30th. You had
Side
stated
note,
that you
that
had been
bailiff
calling and
is
texting the defendant throughout that
peak.
day, correct?
Yes.
Peak face. She's like.
Were
"Please
there
listen to
any plans attempted to be made by anyone?
She had made several attempts to try to get me to meet her at the Common via text message. She had reached out and said, "Can we meet the Common at 2 p.m.?" My initial response back to that was, "For what?" She then again tried to get me to reason with me to meet me at the Common again. And at that point, I said I had no gas. There was no way for me to get there. And she tried to meet up at several points, and I told her that I was not comfortable. I did not feel comfortable being alone with you. I wanted to make sure my son was.
Oh, hold on. Wait. I might have missed it. When was this conversation?
The defendant throughout that day, correct?
Yes.
Were
The large chest, the box, yes.
okay. So this is
This is the 29th, right? I'm not tripping.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know what that box is?
I don't care about
I do
the
not know.
fucking
Went on
box.
the 29th and retrieved your gun
The
out of that
29th.
safe, and you didn't see any of the defendant's guns in that safe, correct?
I don't believe so, sir.
Do you remember that box being on top?
That box was not there, sir.
Okay.
Now I'm going to turn your attention, now that we're on the 29th, I'm going to turn your attention to the 30th.
Okay.
You had
Oh,
stated
yeah.
that you had
Kelsey.
been
Don't bring
calling
it to the
and
30th. Thanks.
texting the defendant throughout that.
Mm. Sir, we went through your text messages. Do I have them still? Or did I remove them? I probably removed them. Dang it. Now I have to look again. Sir. And when we read through them, right? I might be tripping. I might be tripping. When we looked through these, he just said he wasn't comfortable going to the house. Or did I not scroll far enough? I probably didn't scroll far enough. I fucking need the EDB keep reading sign slapped to my forehead. So, but here's my thing, right? Since I'm looking back through this, it says... Oh, it's my neighbor. I was like, oh my God, there's someone in my house. Nope, it's my neighbor. I will happily pick up our son and watch him at work. Okay, so you were willing to go to the house and watch him at work. Okay, so you have gas. And then she says he's going to daycare, which, again, it's your choice. It's your kid. Do whatever the fuck you want. She said, I need my debit card and license. I don't have it. I have a question about the debit card and license. But that's a whole separate thing. We are under contract to pay it. Yeah, no, I don't have it. Regardless, if I talk to Blank's name, I'm sure he'll keep the money. Do you want me to send it or not? Not yet. I don't know. Tell me everything I need to know. Thank you. I'll send it to my parents for their troubles and call Blank's name today. Kelsey, that's not what I'm saying. I don't have any answers today. Kels, just hold me for it's not due till the 4th. Kelsey, I'll meet you at the common at 2 p.m. For what? What do you mean for what? On the phone, you said we can meet up in public or go for a walk. I'll see you at the common at 2 with our son. I want to know, and maybe this is just a me thing, but I want to know when these were done, like when these were stated, because all I can think about is the fact that he said that he went and got a restraining order that day. And I want to know when. Kels, I have no debit card, no license, my gas tank is empty, and got money this morning to drive to get our son, but women's name and man's name are both gone. Is that his siblings? I'm assuming that's his siblings. Can we meet tomorrow instead, unless Blank's name comes home? Yeah, it's probably his siblings. You don't have enough gas to get here. Oh, he went to get a TRO while she was at the park waiting for him to show up. So you had enough... Oh my God, okay. You don't have enough gas to get here. I haven't gone through any of the any of my bags yet because my purse and many of my expletive was stolen as well. What the fuck? Okay. I will look in the other bags. I didn't even bother touching it because some substance was poured all over it and it smells really bad. I will look once I get the courage to go down to the basement. The less than 50 miles light was on before I grabbed my truck last night. Blank is at work. Blank is out with doctor stuff all day, she said this morning. Okay, I'll give you the money in the drawer. I'm going to work now. I'll see you at the Commons at 2 with our son. I don't have gas to get there. He took my debit card and ID, and then God knows what with it. Justin, I was chaotically packing. I didn't mean to take anything, but you still did. My bag has stuff stolen out of it, and my other bag has something poured all over it, causing every piece of my clothing to be soaked. I will look through that one right now that I'm going to work. Okay. Justin, why did you tell me to come over at 10 then for this kiddo if you were going to work now? Kelsey, because I wanted to sleep. I didn't sleep last night. That's fair. Why does it matter? I decided to change it to 12:30, and the very bottom of my soak bag is your toiletries, boxers, and cards. Sorry I got my bag at 10 p.m. last night and just bawled because my clothes were ruined and my stuff was stolen. I didn't even go through it all. What the fuck were they doing? Oh my god. Okay. IDK, what you're talking about, can I see you tomorrow instead? You literally work tomorrow. I'll see you at 2. Shoot, I forgot work. I have no way getting to town. Yes, you do. Hello, Justin. Am I seeing at 2 or not? Kels, I have no gas. I physically cannot go anywhere. I'm looking for change around the house and there is none. How'd you have enough gas? Something not be home right now then. I can't go into work. I'm done. Answer the phone. I'm going to my land. Does she have a track? Like, do they do like Life 360 or something? Oh, that's kind of... It's kind of rude and sad, but I'm sorry I'm so blank of a person that you couldn't even see your son smile today. We're going to our happy place. So I'll send pictures when I get service. Did she go to, like, a cabin or something? Anywho. I don't know.
Day, correct?
Yes.
Were there any plans attempted to be made by anyone?
She had made several attempts to try to get me to meet her at the Common via text message. She had reached out and said, can we meet the Common at 2 p.m.? My initial response back to that was, for what? She then, again, tried to get me to reason with me, to meet me at the Common again. And at that point, I said I had no gas. There was no way for me to get there. And she tried to meet up at several points. And I told her that was not comfortable. I did not feel comfortable being alone with you.
Okay, sir, that's a lie. You just said you didn't have any gas. That's literally all you said.
I wanted to make sure my son was okay, and
No.
I feared that his life was in danger.
Objection.
Where were you when the texting back and forth was happening?
I believe I was at my parents' house in Stowe.
Okay. At some point, did you make your way to North Andover?
I did, yes.
Why?
I felt that my son's life was in grave danger and that imminent harm may come to him in the hands of Kelsey.
Ah! Then why didn't you get your fucking son? I'm sorry for headphone users. If you were so fucking worried, I'm gonna break my table. If you were so worried about your fucking son, then why in the hell did you not, under any circumstance, go get him? If you truly felt all of these things, then why in the holy fuck on earth, Pokemon included, did you not get that fucking boy? You literally went the night before and grabbed the guns. Why didn't you just tell her, hey, I want to take my son for the night. I know you have work tomorrow. I'm going to let you sleep in. Let me take him. I just want to rage. Sir, if you truly... Okay. It's fine. There was an objection. We'll go back. We'll go back. We'll go back a second.
I did, yes.
Why?
I felt that my son's life was in grave danger and that
Oh,
imminent harm may come to him in the hands of Kelsey.
Okay. So as a result of that,
Hold on, there's an objection. Overruled, just as the state of mind, not the truth.
so where did you go?
I went to my friend Hunter Hassam's house. He was renting an apartment in North Andover at the time.
Oh, so you have enough gas for that. But you
Did
don't
you
have
call
enough.
anybody?
You have enough gas to go to your friend's house, but you don't have enough gas to go grab your child from a woman that you truly believe I have a headache. I have a fucking headache.
To meet you there.
Okay.
I don't know if I had made the calls or they had called me, but I had called my sister Courtney. I told her that I was going to North Andover. I had feared for my son and that I didn't know what was going to happen, but I had called her and I was in contact with...
You make me want to break things, sir. Sir. If I want to rip my monitor. I want to rip my monitor in half. If I had the strength to do it, I would. You are so afraid for your son's life. I'm going to not hold your hands. I'm going to aggressively finger crab at you. If you are that afraid for your son's life, grab the fucking child. You work for a living. And I get it. All right, I get it. You don't have your debit card and you don't have your fucking license, but my dude, you are 30 some odd years old. All right? You're a couple years older than I am. I'm turning 30 this year. All right? Let's all just, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off that one. I'm turning 30 this year. I have extra things in place in case I don't have my debit card. It's called a wallet on your fucking phone. Wallet, Samsung Wallet, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. What the fuck ever. Be one, so fucking serious. And two, I get it. If you don't want to drive with your fucking license, I totally get that. But one, you shouldn't be speeding anyway, because you got a child in your car. But two, you are willing to go to your friend's house. You drive to your fucking friend's house, but you don't drive and get your fucking child. Sir, you are a firefighter and you tried... Well, I'm not even touching that. You tried. You tried to be in the military. Sir, be so fucking serious right now. Be so fucking serious. There's Cash App. There's Venmo. You could have probably texted Kelsey and been like, hey, can you spot me like $20 so I can put fucking gas in my car? You have a job. You're working. You're a fucking firefighter. If you're that fucking worried about your child, go get him. Go get the fucking child. Oh my god. Ah, so grumpy. Ooh. We're only 16 minutes in, mind you. Oh my god. Apparently his mom gave him money for gas. How can a grown man have no money for gas? Does he have only one card, no cash? Yeah, there's Venmo, there's Cash App, there's Wallet, Samsung, Apple Pay. Jiminy crickets. Okay. Hi, Jade. Yeah, Klarna. I think they're in bankruptcy right now. But yeah, Klarna, just, you in our Pokemon's Lord of 2026, you could not tell me that you don't have other things. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I do not believe you.
Kelsey's maid of honor, Katrina, and her bridesmaid,
I completely
Michelle.
forgot the whole fucking question to this shit.
North Andover had called me, but I
Oh yeah, going to the friend's house. Okay.
Did you call anybody to meet you there?
Oh.
I don't know if I had made the calls or they had called me, but I had called my sister Courtney. I told her that I was going to North Andover. I had feared for my son.
Timeline.
And
Screenshots.
I didn't know what was going to happen, but I had
Fucking
called her
everything.
and I was in contact with Kelsey's maid of honor, Katrina, and her bridesmaid, Michelle.
So you didn't know what was going to happen. So you called people and you didn't maybe tell them, hey, she's going to be up at the Commons at like 2. Can you go and check in on her? Okay.
So Katrina, Michelle, Courtney, Hunter, and you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you all at Hunter's house right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Without saying what was said between was there anybody else there? Because I have 5.
I believe Hunter's girlfriend at the time, she was there as well. I believe she was present.
Okay. Now, were you communicating when you were there with the defendant at all?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
There were text messages that were being exchanged just over Caden, our son, and
Sir. So you go to where she's living, right? You go over to the area in which she lives. But you don't go to the Commons and say, hey, I'll take him. Because according to the text messages, you said you had to go to fucking work. You're doing a lot of shit for having to go to fucking work. I'm gonna get like secondhand fucking. Oh my god. Okay. Is this? Oh my gosh. It's funny. It's funny. Okay, so
just general messages back and forth.
Okay. Did you ever agree to go meet her at the park?
No, sir.
Okay. At some point, did you learn through the text messages anyway that she knew you were at Hunter's?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about that, please?
All of us were at Hunter's. We were all discussing the events that had occurred and what we could do to ensure Caden's safety, which is our son, but also Kelsey and everyone else around. At one point, Kelsey had messaged my phone.
Objection are non-responsive. I'm sorry. To the extent, Judge, that questions are open-ended, producing narrative answers.
Yeah, technically this is like a cross-examination, not a direct examination. But that's just a me
And,
thing.
there's been all sorts of objections sustained about his answer. So I would ask the court to maybe direct the Commonwealth to make more specific questions so that it doesn't produce an answer that's half okay and half non-responsive and objectionable.
So the objection's overruled. If you could just try to just answer the question to the best of your ability, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, next question.
Thank you.
Just a side note, because your girl's nosy. Found out why he was placed on leave. So let's look at that. Ooh, excuse me. Let's look at that really quick. That's a really cute picture of them, by the way. I know that's really probably sad to say, but that was a really cute little picture of them. Placed on paid, of course, administrative leave. They always put the fuckers on paid leave. On Friday, pending the outcome and investigation, according to Fire Chief John Ware. Ware did not give any additional details or information about the investigation, obviously, because it's ongoing. He is the former fiance. Police allege, which is now, she did not. During Thursday's hearing, Fitzsimmons' lawyer accused of pervasive use of marijuana. Oh. Her lawyer sought a subpoena ordering the North Handover Fire Department to turn over any disciplinary records it had for this man. That motion was ultimately denied, of course, yeah, because he's not under fire. The town and fire department have not commented on if the marijuana accusations are related to him being put on leave. So sad. That's actually a really nice picture of them. But sir, be so serious right now. Be so freaking serious right now. Oh. Okay. His evidence sounds practiced, like he memorized what he was going to say instead of speaking freely. Yeah, unfortunately with a lot of, not really, but like a lot of witnesses tend to have like a thing with the lawyers where they're like, let's go over what I'm going to ask you, you know? So it can seem like that because they probably drilled it into him like, hey, we're going to ask you these questions and you need to answer them. And so what he probably did, which I hate to say it, but he probably rehearsed them. He probably did everything he could to make sure that he said the right things. Good fucking gravy. My brain hurts. Oh, my brain hurts. Justin, you're not helping your case, bud. You're not helping your case. Okay, let's go back a little bit.
I'm sorry. To the extent, Judge, that the questions are open-ended, producing a narrative answer, I object. And, there's been all sorts of objections sustained about his answer. So I would ask the court to maybe direct the Commonwealth to make more
He looks,
specific
side note, this prosecution looks so fucking mad. He's like, let me ask my open-ended questions. Fuck you.
So that it doesn't produce an answer that's half okay and half non-responsive and objectionable.
So the objection's overruled. If you could just try to just answer the question to the best of your ability, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, next question.
Thank you.
And side note, I'm probably pouring salt into the wind. The fact that he got suspended right before all of this happened too. Just wild. Just wild. I'm so nosy. I really want to know what the investigation's for. It'll probably be months and we probably won't ever hear of what actually happens. But I want to know. I want to know. What'd you do, dude? Did you do marijuana? Did you steal money? Sir, did you steal some money? Because if you did, they're gonna get you.
Did she, meaning the defendant, say something to you to indicate that she knew you were at Hunter's?
She
Yes,
had.
yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, what did she say?
I don't remember the exact.
I'm sorry. Do you not know how to not ask an open-ended question? Did you, that means you wrote all your questions as open-ended questions.
Verbiage, but it was, what are you doing? Something along the lines of, what are you doing at Hunter's? What is happening? Why are you with my friends? Something along those lines.
Did she ask that?
Now, without getting into the conversation that you had with your friends and with your sister, was a decision made for you to go somewhere to do something?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that?
Oh.
To go to Lawrence to obtain a restraining order attached with temporary custody of Caden.
Okay. And did you do that?
Yes.
Where did you go? Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact, it was family probate court, I believe it was, but I'm not 100% sure.
And who did you go with?
I went with my sister Courtney.
Okay. Now,
I don't know why we're
did you
saying
fill
all
out
the
paperwork
names.
while you were there?
I did, yes.
Did you?
Did you or your
did
sister?
anyone assist you in filling that out?
Yes. My sister helped me, and then there was also someone with the court system. I don't know who the name was, but they assisted as well.
Fair to say you went in front of a judge, an order was issued, and then you left the building, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you go when you left the building?
I immediately went to the North Andover Police Department.
Okay.
Okay.
When
okay.
you got
Okay. I'm sorry. You went to the fucking police department and you didn't take the guns? And you went with your sister. So your sister came home. You got fucking money from someone to drive all over the fucking place of Hanover or North Andover, whatever the fuck. And you didn't think to go get the guns? Or go to the Commons and grab your child? Who is this child with now? Is he with him? Because I don't trust him. Maybe that's why they didn't have a jury. Because they can't fucking trust this fucker. They can't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him as a reliable witness. I don't trust him. Oh my gosh. We're almost done.
Did you
we got
have
like
a
10 more minutes.
conversation, without saying what was said, with some of the police personnel there?
Yes.
Did you give them anything?
I believe I handed them the restraining order, and they said that it was already faxed to them.
Okay. At some point, did they leave?
They did, yes.
And
So you... Oh, I'm sorry. That was rude of me. You just had me staring at the screen like I'm fucking crazy. So you went to the fucking police and you didn't take the guns?
the police personnel there?
Yes.
Did you give them anything?
I believe I handed them the restraining order, and they said that it was already faxed to them.
Okay. At some point, did they leave?
They did, yes.
And what did you do?
I waited at the police station while they went to the...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe prosecution, sir, you'll correct me with your weird line of questioning. Wouldn't your next question be out of your fucking mouth? Hey, by the way, or next statement out of your mouth. Hey, by the way, she's kind of suicidal. Be careful. Y'all, I'm gonna have a... Commander Gord is like, the fuck is going on? Everybody... Oh, okay.
Kelsey Fitzsimmons home.
Okay. And at some point, did you get a call?
I did, yes.
From who?
I believe it was from Officer Daly. He had called to inform me to come to the residence and get custody of my son.
Ah! That wasn't supposed to be big screen, but now you get to see me have my own personal fucking meltdown. You... Okay. So I'll be honest. I did not watch all of Kelsey's testimony. Maybe I'll do that next. I have not watched all of Kelsey's testimony. Maybe we'll do it as a member only thing. I don't know. But you can't sit there and tell me she talked about wanting to unalive herself. She talked about that. So I have full credence to believe that you would sit there and as you're talking to them and they're about to fucking leave, and they are about to leave, and you don't say, like, and the prosecution should have asked, hey, was there anything that you told the police officers before they left? Yeah, I told them that I believed that she was suicidal and, you know, I was worried about our son and that's why I did all this. Da 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 da. Hello? You... Let's watch Spooky crash out on a 33-minute fucking video of the fiancé.
So, did you go?
I did, yes.
Did you go with anybody else?
My sister and I, we both went to the house. We took two separate cars.
Did you get there at the same time?
Yes.
What happened when you got there?
At that point, we both walked into the house. Officer Daly was downstairs. Two officers were upstairs. And Kelsey's mother was holding the baby in the living room.
So now... So now you're telling... did I hear that right? So now you're telling me that you now took separate cars. Why? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
He had called to inform me to come to the residence and get custody of my son.
So, did you go?
I did, yes.
Did you go with anybody else?
My sister and I, we both went to the house. We took two separate cars.
Why did you take two separate cars? When you have no gas money or license. I am so sorry. For headphone users, I apologize. Why?
Did you get there at the same time?
Yes.
What happened when you got there?
At that point, we both walked into the house. Officer Daly was downstairs. Two officers were upstairs. And Kelsey's mother was holding the baby in the living room. At that point, I obtained Kaden from her mother. And then we initially started to put him in a car seat. And then once he started crying, we figured it might be best, my sister and I, to get him ready for transport to bring him back to...
Oh, gross. That was gross. I'm sorry, you don't talk about a baby like they're a fucking possession. Get ready for transport. He's not dead. Oh, that's fucking gross. Oh, God. Does he have the baby? Like, does he have... I mean, obviously, he probably does have custody of the baby right now. Dude, you're not likable.
Initially started to put him in a car seat, and then once he started crying, we figured it might be best, my sister and I, to get him ready for transport to bring him
ready for transport?
back to Stowe outside.
Okay, so who carried Caden out?
My sister Courtney did.
And what did you do?
I asked if I could obtain some clothes while I was there. I just needed something so I could live day to day, as I had no clothes or any of my sons.
Sir, you've been living at your parents' house for 3 fucking days. I don't believe that you don't have clothes.
Was this the first
Just
time
saying.
you went out, or did you go back in the house a second time, if you remember?
This was the first. I went out the first time, and then I came back in.
Okay, so the first time you went out, Courtney went out with Caden.
Yes.
What did you take, if you remember?
Money?
I believe I had a car seat in my hand.
Okay.
Oh, Jade, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you. Welcome to the crash out.
At some point, you came back,
Yes.
and you asked permission to do something?
Yes, I asked permission to get some clothes and a few clothes for Caden and some of his bottles and formula.
Okay, so where did you go?
I get the bottles and formula, but man, you can buy that. Oh wait, you don't have money. Why? Oh my God. You don't go back in the house or tell the officers like, hey, my license, my debit card, all downstairs, and apparently a soaked bag full of clothes that are ruined. Do you mind grabbing that? You mind looking for that so I can have it, so I can drive my child safely back home? Y'all. Part of me is so happy that she was found not guilty because I'm like, cool. But at the same time, what the fuck? I feel awful for her because this is what she has to deal with. I want to see, I would love to see all the evidence that didn't come in. I'm so curious. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yeah, even though I live in my own home, whenever I stay over at my parents, I still have clothing that I can get to. Same. My parents, they live a flight away, mind you. I have to fly to them. And I still have fucking clothes there that I can have access to. And if I stay there longer in the week, you know what I fucking do? I wash them. Because I'm an adult. I'm 30 fucking years, well, I'm about to be. I'll be 30 in April. This guy was like, what, 33, 32? He's not that much older than me. And you work for you work for the firefighters in that same place that you're in. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad she got acquitted. Me too. Me too. I love how he doesn't even look at her either. His eyes are just like zeroed in on that prosecutor. He's like, nope, can't look, can't do anything. And here's the thing, right? I'm rambling. Here's the thing, right? So when you're giving testimony, okay, I've given testimony in court. It's not fucking fun. When you're thinking of answers or you're thinking of like what you have to say, you don't just stare somebody down aggressively and answer. Right? Like they ask you a question and you go, okay, yeah, it was around this time. Yeah, I was around this time, or yeah, I was this, or yeah, I was that. You don't always look at the person in the eye or like, yes, it was June 29th at this date. Yeah, I'm turning 40 in May and I still have clothes. Exactly, Anna, exactly. Like, you've been at your parents' house. Yeah, he's barely blinking. You can tell he's so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I went down to the basement that was under construction at the time.
Oh, so you did go in the
There was no lights
basement.
on, so I
Okay.
believe I had my camera, my phone out with the light on it, and I was searching for a suitcase that I had down there.
Why didn't you just have your flashlight on? Why did you have your camera? Now I want to see the fucking recording you did, because I know you recorded.
Throw some clothes in.
At some point, was your attention...
And side note, they just showed that your clothes were in the kids' nursery, upstairs. Why did you go into the... Okay. All right, Spooky, calm down. What the fuck?
Drawn to something.
Yes.
What happened?
I immediately heard
I'm sorry, sir. I
with
stepped
the
on your
light on it,
question.
and I was searching for a suitcase that I had down there
Oh,
just to throw
suitcase.
some clothes in.
To throw some clothes.
At some point, was your attention drawn to something?
Yes.
What happened?
I immediately heard an officer's commands. I heard an officer scream out, "Stop, don't do it."
Wait, chat. He was there? Wait. He was there? He was in the house when it happened? He was in the fucking house? Oh my god. So you're telling, oh my god, so you're telling me. So you're telling me this man this fucking man was in this house? What the fuck? So this fucking, oh my god, so you're telling me this man was in the fucking house while she was there. And he didn't tell him that, and he did not tell them that he thought she wanted to kill, or thought that she wanted to unalive herself and everybody. He went into that house willingly. For those of you who don't know, I did not watch much of this case. I only watched chunks of testimony, and I mainly only watched chunks of testimony from Kelsey and from Officer Newman. I did not watch him. So this is mind-boggling to me. He was in the fucking house. And he went in there willingly. Willingly, knowing there were guns. He went in there willingly, knowing there was guns. Knowing that she was possibly wanting to unalive everything and then some. And you still went into that fucking house. You still went into the fucking house. Anna says, what shocked me the most, he is a trained EMT, and instead of asking what happened and whether anyone needed help, he just ran. Our minds are boggled. Thank you for not spoiling it for those who told me about it, but okay, wait, I had to clip that back a little bit.
At some point, was your attention drawn to something?
Yes.
What happened?
I immediately heard an officer's commands. I heard an officer scream out, "Stop, don't do it." At that point,
Wait. Side note. So he said he had his camera out with the flash on. Were you taking a video? Can I see that video? Or did you delete it? Did you dirty delete it? I bet you deleted it. I want to know. I want to know.
I heard several gunshots ring out, and I heard Kelsey's
Several.
mother screaming.
What did you do then?
At that point, I immediately ran through the garage, which was connected just to the basement. There was no wall there. Again, we were putting up a wall, so I ran straight through there. I fumbled with the lock for a second to get it open as there was no light down there. As I got it open, I threw the door open and I ran around the side of the house screaming for my sister to run.
And so where did you go? Did you see your sister?
I'm sorry. So, oh, okay, the baby was out. The baby was out. So, I get not running into the house right away after the gunshots. Like I do understand that. But you're an EMT? You're a firefighter? What the fuck? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
I believe I saw her briefly. I did see her running down past the school that was adjacent to our property.
With Caden?
Correct, yes.
How is it now your property when you don't live there?
So what did you do?
At that point, as I saw my sister run, I knew that we needed a vehicle for transportation to get out of there, to get out of the area as fast as possible. Fearing for my son's life, for my sister's life.
Sustained, just what you
I'm sorry. The look he finally looked at. He finally looked at the defense attorney.
My sister's life.
He doesn't even blink. And then he like shifts his eyes over. How do they need different vehicles or different cars when they took vehicles? They were probably both at the property still. So he probably didn't want to go into the driveway or something, fearing. Assuming fearing, but what I would do is I would just run to the cop car. If you're in a house where gunshots are ringing out, I would go to a cop car instantly.
sustained, just what you did.
I got into my vehicle. I believe I had made eye contact very briefly with Officer Houston, who was grabbing his medical bag out of his patrol vehicle. I got into my truck and I immediately pulled a U-turn and drove where I saw my sister running from. Once I
Where's your baby?
got to the other end of the school, I had stopped my vehicle, and at that point I didn't see which direction my sister had gone, so I had stood outside my car yelling her name repeatedly. I wasn't sure where she was or if she was okay. And then...
But where's your baby? Oh, his sister had the baby. Okay, but my thing is this. You supposedly put the baby in the car seat, right? Car seats are fucking heavy. Okay. Something about this testimony just doesn't feel right.
At some point, did she appear?
She did appear. She came running out behind another house across the way, and she came running over towards me.
And what happened when she got to you?
She got in the vehicle, and then we quickly drove down the road to get away towards Mass Ave in Northampton.
Don't you love, though, how he hasn't once mentioned where his son is? Not once. He talks about where his sister went, looking for his sister, how worried he was, yelling his sister to run. But not once did he say, I checked on my son. I made sure he was okay. When I saw her come around the corner, I was so grateful because I saw my son was okay. I was so worried my son was still in the house. Not, I walked with my sister to go put my son in my car. Not with, I walked with my sister to go put my son in her car. I was so worried because I had to go to her car to go grab my son and run. Never once did he mention his son. Not once did you mention anything about your son.
She got in the vehicle, and then we quickly
Where'd your son go? Where's your fucking son?
we drove down the road to get away towards Mass Ave in North Andover.
And where did you eventually go?
We eventually made our way back to Stowe, Massachusetts, my parents' residence.
So you full out just fucking left. Okay. Here's my next question for you. Where's your fucking son?
Thank you. If I just have 1 second.
Yes.
Oh.
And the defendants were they ever kept in the base that you, were the guns that you and the defendants were they ever kept in the basement?
No,
Is there a gun safe in the basement?
there was never a gun safe in the basement.
He is locked on that
Did you
fucking
have a way
prosecution.
of remotely accessing the surveillance cameras?
I could look at them.
Did you before you went over?
Remotely accessing them, I was able to view them, yes.
Okay, when you did you see the defendant's car in the driveway?
No,
Okay, is that where she usually parked?
yes, always.
Okay, and when I asked you that
He's not
question,
blinking.
what time frame were we talking about?
During the day, what time?
Yeah,
It must have been roughly 5 o'clock, 5 p.m.
thank you. I know.
Okay, cross-examination?
Oh, he finally blinked.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So a lot of talk about
I really want to just count how many blinks he does. It's so mean.
gun safes. The safe that you mentioned with your rifles in it, that was in the baby's room, correct?
Correct, yes.
It was in the baby.
And that's the room as you go up the stairs to the left, you hit the landing, you go make a left, you're in the baby's room, correct?
Correct.
And then you visited the house on the
How do I know all these questions?
29th to retrieve your guns, right?
Yes.
And it's fair to say that you spent about 60 seconds with the baby.
Ooh. It's fair to say you spent no fucking time with that child.
I would say that's not true.
You, Kelsey had to tell you, do you want to see your baby? Do you want to hold your baby? And you held your baby for about a minute. Isn't that right?
I was at the property for roughly 30 minutes.
Answer my question.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yes.
So, with respect to the gun safe in the bedroom to the right, up until then that was your and Kelsey's bedroom, correct?
Correct, yes.
And there was a green safe in that bedroom, right?
Yes, sir.
And on the 29th,
Oh.
you went to
yeah.
that bedroom and you retrieved some of your firearms from that green safe, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, that was your grandfather's safe, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you wanted to take
I'm sorry, they keep saying safe. It's a fucking trunk, first of all. Second of all, I want to know how it was locked. Especially if it's your grandfather's trunk or safe or whatever you want to call it. I want to know how it was locked, because if it was a padlock and there's only one key to that padlock, why didn't you put all her guns in that fucking trunk and lock it? Okay, I stepped on his question. I was just curious. Okay, sorry. Who keeps a gun safe in a baby's room? Apparently him. It was behind his clothes.
that bedroom and you retrieved some of your firearms from that green safe, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, that was your grandfather's safe, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you wanted to take that with you, didn't you?
I did, yes, sir.
And you took Kelsey's guns out of that safe and you put them on the bed so that you could take only your guns and your grandfather's safe. Isn't that correct?
I did not take the gun safe, sir.
Isn't that what your intention was until Kelsey asked you not to?
I did leave the gun safe, yes, sir.
There are so many questions that I have right now. And mind you, he just might, this might be the way he testifies. I don't know if he's ever testified in anything, but the way he testifies is so odd, and it's not succinct, and it's bothering me.
And you put them on the bed so that you could take only your guns.
I'm sorry, the fact that you put him on the bed when there's a 4-month-old in that fucking house bothers the shit out of me.
And your grandfather's safe, isn't that correct?
I did not take the gun safe, sir.
Isn't that?
Jade, I've been screaming this probably the whole time for the past almost like 3.5 hours. If he knew she was a danger, why would he leave the guns out for her to get to? I've been screaming this probably for the past like 3-ish hours. Hi, Theron. It's nice to see you.
Not what your intention was until Kelsey asked you not to.
I did leave the gun safe, yes, sir.
Yes. Just yes. That's it. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You left it because Kelsey asked you to leave it because she needed a place to safely keep her guns, right?
I don't.
Because there's a 4-month-old in the house. There's a 4-month-old in the house. Oh my god. Now I need to know, did he take the black safe? Okay. Sorry, I stepped on his question and his answer. It's probably a not very good
Isn't
one.
that what your intention was until Kelsey asked you not to?
I did leave the gun safe, yes, sir.
You left it because Kelsey asked you to leave it because she needed a place to safely keep her guns, right?
I don't know if that was her intention, sir.
You have a 4-month-old in the fucking house. You have a 4-month-old in the house. How can you sit there and say, oh, I don't know if that was her fucking intentions? You have a 4-month-old in the fucking house. How do you not know what her intentions are, sir? How? If she asks you, hey, can you leave one of the safes, please, so I can keep my guns in there safely? Especially if it's your grandfather's safe. Now, mind you, if I had a safe like that and it was my grandfather's, I would ask. I'd be like, hey, why do you want this one? Like, why do you want this one? Can I leave the black one for you? My first thought would immediately be like, oh, she doesn't want to have guns lying around because there's a baby in the house. Sir. Sir. Y'all, chat just wanted to see my fucking brain break today.
So let's just go back a minute.
Oh my god.
You said that you went into that safe, you didn't see any other guns, you took your guns, and you left. Isn't it true that you took Kelsey's
Yeah, you nodded, because you fucking know you said that shit.
guns, which you did see in the safe, you put them on the bed, and you tried to take the safe?
I do not remember if I took any of her guns out of the safe, sir.
Sir! Oh my god. Okay. It's okay. We're almost done. We're almost done, guys.
To that safe, you didn't see any other guns, you took your guns, and you left. Isn't it true that you took
Hold on, I gotta back up just a
because she
second.
needed a place to safely keep
Okay, safely keep her guns.
her guns, right?
I don't know if that was her intention, sir.
So let's just.
You don't know what her fucking intentions were with a 4-month-old in the house. The 4-month-old being your fucking child. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
Go back a minute.
Okay.
You said that you went into that safe, you didn't see any other guns, you took your guns, and you left. Isn't it true that you took Kelsey's guns, which you did see in the safe, you put them on the bed, and you tried to take the safe?
I do not remember if I took any of her guns out of the safe, sir. I don't remember seeing any of her firearms in that green safe. I only remember seeing them in the black safe.
So, I mean, you were very interested in getting your stuff out of that house on a couple occasions.
Sir, you
This is your
literally
chance
just
to get
said
your
that.
grandfather's gun safe out of there, and it's your
God.
testimony that you just decided to leave it?
The only priority was removing my firearms. That was secondary because it was holding my safe, and it meant a safe transport way to move that firearm out of the house in a secure manner.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We just got to go back for a second. You literally just said that you took her guns out and put it on the fucking bed. You agreed. So how can you sit there and tell me? How can you sit there and fucking tell me that you don't know if her guns were in there when you literally just said that? Sir, you have a 4-month-old child. All right? Let's get one thing fucking straight. No matter which way you work it, you have a 4-month-old fucking child who's living in that fucking home, and you can't tell me, for one, that you were like, oh shit, I should probably leave a fucking safe for her. That's the first thing I fucking think about. If I have a weapon on me and there is a child in that fucking home, my first thought is, how can I make sure that this weapon doesn't go near that child? It can be a fucking newborn. It don't matter. The second part is the fact that you are a firefighter and you tried to join the military. I'm gonna say tried, because you did. You tried. How is weapon safety not on your mind? That is the first thing I learned in the fucking military, is weapon safety. I don't care who the fuck you think you are. That is one of the first things you learn. Is how to check that the gun is clear and fucking safe, how to move a gun properly, and how to keep it fucking safe. Sir, you are towing a line so hard for me right now, because you are acting as if nothing fucking matters when your child's priority should be the top of your fucking priority. Especially because in the fucking indictment for the grand jury, which again didn't happen, you literally told the fucking police, apparently before they left, that she was gonna kill the child and herself and anybody else. Why the fuck did you go into that house? We're almost done. Oh my gosh. I'm trying. Sir, you make name calling so hard not to do right now. But we're not going to name call, because we're proper people. We're proper humans. But my God, the fact that you, towards the end of your testimony and now, have not mentioned once about anything about your fucking child. Do you know how often I would mention my fucking child? Especially if this shit went down? Everything. All I cared about is making sure my kid was okay. All I cared about. Okay, you heard blah, blah, blah happened. What happened? I ran. I wanted to make sure my child was not in the crossfire. I ran to look for my child, to make sure they were out of the house. No, I ran and went to go find my sister. And I made eye contact with one of the other officers who was grabbing their medical bag. Okay, you're about to marry this fucking woman. You don't care? You don't care about your kid? Oh my God.
You left Kelsey with her firearms, and you took yours and you went back to Stowe with your father, correct?
Yes, sir, I took my firearms.
Now, you said you were, just want to get it right. You said that you work at the North Andover Fire Department, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do you work there presently?
Yes, sir.
Are you on the schedule?
No, sir.
The fuck you did? You don't work there. You got put on leave 10 days prior.
Why not? He opened the door.
Ah!
Objection.
He opened the door.
Relevancy? Yeah, I'll hear you sidebar.
No! Not sidebar. Come on. Ugh. No. God, that's a long sidebar. Oh.
What I discussed at
The
side.
travesty. No, I want to hear the argument. Will I understand it? Probably not. I still want to hear it.
At sidebar.
Oh.
Overruled subject to what I discussed at sidebar.
Overruled. Overruled. Yes, we can ask the question. You opened the door. Ha. I know, right? No sidebars for us. So
Sir, you're not on the schedule and you're not presently able to work for that department, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
And the reason you were placed on suspension or administrative leave, whatever you call it, is because you have been caught on video many, many times using drugs that are in violation of your department and the town policy, correct?
Allegations were placed against me, and the town has a responsibility to do their due diligence and investigate that matter.
So that's a yes?
Yes, sir.
Ah!
When did that go into place?
I don't have the exact date, but
March 13th. I got
roughly a
you.
week or
I
two
got you,
ago.
boob. March 13th.
Do you know the duration of this suspension or whatever you want to call it?
Sustained.
Oh, sorry.
Let's move on, Mr. Brado.
Sure.
No, I want to know. I want to know all the tea. Do you know how long you're going to be suspended? I mean, you're still getting paid,
Nothing further.
so you shouldn't be stealing money from people.
Redirect?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
And no redirect? Oh. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Chat. Hello. My God. I didn't think he was going to bring up the drug charges. I'm here for it, honestly. Because if you're gonna air out dirty laundry, might as well air out every dirty laundry. Oh my God. All right. Well, let me get this off the screen so I don't have to stare at that. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad we went down that fucking roller coaster of shit. I hope you enjoyed the crash out. Oh my God. Wow. What the fuck? I don't even know what to think. Oh Lord. Wow. I don't know, chat, what do we think? What do we think? How do you feel? Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm like, my head is still spinning. I'm trying to like think. Oh my God. All right. Well, I hate to crash out and leave, but it's been 3.5 hours. Um, no jury, so why a sidebar? So there are certain arguments that cannot be argued in open court in front of uh whatchamacallit. They can't be argued in front of spectators. So like even a lot of court cases that we see in court, they even do the same thing. They'll ask the jury to leave or they'll take everything to a sidebar when they don't technically need to, but they do anyway. It's just an overabundance of caution because then it can be properly sealed up so people don't have base judgment or anything against it. Fully why though? And I think it's mainly to not have an argument in front of this specific witness as to why. And I think that was probably a smarter thing. There's footage of him booking it out of the house if you're curious about the speed of egress. Oh, I bet. I want to know uh I want to know if he was taking a video when he was in the basement. That's what I want to know. I'm very, and of course we're never gonna know, but I would be very curious to see if he actually took a video. And if he actually took a video of all that stuff. I'm very curious to see. Yeah. Oh, my phone has the ability to use the camera flashlight without taking video. But why not just use the flashlight on your phone? Why did you have to specify that you were using the camera flashlight? Just say I was using the flashlight on my phone. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking everything. I overthink a lot of things. But anywho. Fair. If I want to zoom in on things when I'm looking around. Fair enough. Fair enough. But if he's just looking for a suitcase. Nonetheless, I could make a 4-hour long video about that one testimony. So, anywho, thank you all so very much for being here today. I do deeply appreciate it. Thank you to Kelsey for that wonderful super chat and for all our new members. Thank you. I do deeply appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it as well. I will have some new stuff for you, not next week, the week after. I'm finally going back to my normal schedule that I do, which is every other week. So if you haven't seen my Gilgo Beach Victims, please go check that out. I really do appreciate all that fun stuff. I am going to go and unbreak my brain. Because I need to do that. If you live on the West Coast, West Coast, there is some stuff coming up in Oregon that I'm going to be going to this weekend, which is a lot of fun. So if you're into that paranormal stuff, definitely check that out. Thank you all so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Thanks for the lovely crash out, or for watching me crash out, I guess. I don't know. How do you come back from that? It's just a yes or no question, sir. Like there are allegations. It's just a yes or no question. You got put on leave due to marijuana on video. They're just allegations. Dude, it's on video. It's on video. How is it just allegations if it's on video? Anyway. Thank you all so much for being here. I do appreciate it. For those of you He was gonna put out fires, but then he got high. Oh my gosh, the Afro Man trial. If you want to talk about having a crash out watching something, that's one of them. I do not think it is possible to come back from that kind of thing. Maybe. There is a video and he said allegations like it was going to be real. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Hope school is going well. It is. I'm going to start classes soon. Good luck. Yeah, school's going well. I'll be done in May, so I might go to every week in June, but we'll see. I have a lot of paranormal stuff coming up, so might be a little busy for that, but we'll see. But if you guys haven't seen the Go-Go Beach Victims, go check it out. If you have seen it, go check it out again. Yeah, the Afro Man trial was wild. Yeah. Afro Man trial was wild. But I will see you all around on the YouTubies. Again, I will have nothing put up next week. I might go live for members. We'll see. Maybe do like a once a month live type thing for the members and stuff, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. There will be a lot of polls for the members only, so I'm really, really excited for that. Thank you guys so much for helping me get to that point. So yeah, I'm at, I think it's like 35K watch hours now. So we got 500 more to go until I'm fully monetized, but I couldn't have done it without you. And I'm so deeply grateful for everything, because you guys are amazing. And I'm so glad that we're building our little community together. It's great. So with all being said, thank you all so very much. I do appreciate it so, so, so much. Thanks for trucking along with me for the past 3.5 hours. It's been a wild, wild ride, these 3.5 hours. Oh my God. But I will see members in the member spaces, and then I'll see everybody else all around the YouTube plates. So thank you all so very much. I appreciate it. And I'll see you all around town, around the YouTubes. All right.